All right, all right, all right. TGIF, everybody. What's going on? What's happening? How are you? How has your week been? Has it been good, long, cold? Yeah, I'm reflecting. It was kind of long. Definitely kind of cold. Yeah, definitely. But hey, we're here and we made it. And I appreciate that you are here with me. Happy Friday, as I always say, everybody. And my drink is just waiting on me. It's chilling. I needed that bad fella earlier in the week, but no. I always like to wait till Friday. That's the best time. Friday is the best time. But anyway, did you know that and I think I mentioned it before on the other show for article reactions that Amazon is just really good. They're really cool. If you have a delivery, let's say Friday, and they miss the delivery, they will email you and let you know, and they'll give you some type of reason why, you know, shipper, whatever. And I mentioned you guys can contact them with sadness and say, "Hey, you missed my delivery," and they're gonna say, "We're so sorry." I'm like, oh, I thought I can get, my delivery, especially being a Prime member. And they go like, we appreciate you. We're so sorry. You know what? Look here. Here's $5 of credit. Here you go. And you just say, oh, thank you. You have great customer service. I really appreciate that. And if they could be new, you never know. And if they don't offer it to you, you say, well, is there any type of courtesy credit you can offer me? And then that's when they'll say, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Here's $5. So either way, you still get $5. So, take advantage of that because my Prime membership pays for itself. That's why I can afford it. Yeah. Also, Groupon. Groupon is really banging and popping. I'm telling you. I had a friend of, excuse me, I had a friend of mine that gave me some money for massages, and I don't know. I had this thing. I treat everyone's money the same, just like it's my money. I'm not going to misuse it. So I had to find the right place with the right price, and Groupon was that place. And I was able to get some good deals. So I have them lined up. I just have to, go to those appointments and be relaxed. Because it's always a good idea to go on a day that you have nothing to do. And if you have to go to work or something to do the next day, that's fine. Just long as you have nothing to do after that massage, because your body really gets a chance to, enjoy it. So keep that in mind. Also, I've seen, what's the name of that place? Hello Fresh. And I know I've been seeing a lot of advertisement of that on Facebook. Um, I think different YouTube channels. So I'm like, man, HelloFresh has now gone to Groupon. I'm like, wow, that $40 has been cut down to like $28 for a week of food for two people. So check it out. Because when I do the Groupon, I check different cities. I don't just check mine. Because a deal is a deal. Some of it, is something that can be mailed to you. It's not an actual place to go. So check it out. And last but not least, I had someone I was speaking with, and this was just an interesting conversation. This guy, he has not been to the doctor since 1968. I'm like, you're kidding. He says, no. He said, after I got out the military, he said, I've not been to the doctor. I said, wow, 50 some years? He said, yeah. He said, I run 2 miles a day. And he said, yeah. He said, everything works. So, yeah. And I just found that to be an interesting conversation. So, um, not everyone has to have medication once they get a certain age or whatever. They take care of themselves. Some people got good genes, and then, some people are not as fortunate. But You do the best you can. Stay healthy out there, everyone. That is so important. All right. So without further ado, you know what to do. They're lovely, they're wonderful, and they're classy. Classic Ruby, everybody, is here.
Why, good evening, good evening. Happy, lovely TGIF to you, dear Char lady, and everybody in the chat room who showed up for I mean us. I mean you, Char. I'm just here to co-host. That's all. That's all. I swear. I'm not stealing nothing. I mean, you asked Google Translate in the chat last week. He was having a whole ball with that, so that should respect the host, but she just want to ramble on and on and on and on. No, that's not what they meant when they said respect the host, honey. But it's all right. I feel you. Don't worry about it. I annoy me too sometimes. You know what I mean? I like that "Don't Let Me Get Me" song by Pink, right? I don't know if y'all know. Cause listen, this is alternative, fine, but again, we're gonna do another Char singing break here, right?
All
But
right.
it's like, don't let me get me. I'm my own worst enemy. It's bad when you annoy yourself. So irritating. Don't want to be my friend no more. I want to be somebody else. Right? I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, doctor, won't you please prescribe me a day in the life of someone else? Because I'm a hazard to myself. That's how I got into alternative music. I was a teenager at the time, okay? This is like when Avril Lavigne was big, it's Skater Boy and stuff, okay? I was into it, okay?
Oh, okay.
I was socialized with a lot of white people, so don't blame me. But,
yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
Thank you. Okay, give me my pass. I had no choice.
That's
Mama,
right.
forgive me. I didn't mean to embarrass you in public. All right, I'll go sit in the corner. My bad. All right.
So I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great week and happy to be here.
Girl, let me tell you something. I want you to hook me up with that dude who didn't need no doctors since before I was born. Because I need a lot of doctors since 1984, and I was just born in 1984. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I'm telling you, whatever magical pill or drink or whatever he's taken, I'll have 5. You know what I mean? Like, damn. he hasn't seen a doctor since my mama was 3. Right. That's how, right? Like, dude, I wasn't even a thought. My mom didn't even have eggs yet, let alone a thought of me. And he hasn't been to a doctor since then, and I can't stay away from them. Like, oh man, I'm telling. Listen, he found the magical fountain of youth and health, and maybe even happiness. And like I said, you just hook a sister up, child. Get him on the show. I promise. I'll go gently. I will not kidnap him and force his secrets out. I promise.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's warm up, everybody. It's Friday, Let's warm up with a little Friday dance. We could do that, right? Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Here goes.
Look at her. We gon' start this thing over. Groove all in the middle of that. Come on. Make you a baby, make you a baby, make you a baby, make you a baby, I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back to fall with you. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back to fall with you. I'm living my best life.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know what show that's from, but I do know that the 2 brothers standing by the door, just staring with that face, was priceless. that was good.
Yeah, that was the friend and the son.
Okay. That was good because it's just like, first I was watching, I'm like, oh, the old man's cute, and then the women, and then I was like, wait a minute, what are those two dudes doing, right? So I zoom in, and just that face was great. I was like, oh god, why my daddy always embarrassing me like that, right? Kind of like how my mom felt 5 minutes ago, right? Why is she always embarrassing me like that? That's how it was. It's just like, oh god, should we leave? If we leave now, will they hear the door and call us back? I don't know. I don't want to be here no more. What kind of nightmare is this? Like,
It'll be all right. No embarrassment.
Right? Exactly.
Well, this woman, she has a shirt on, so you should be fine. She has her blouse on. You should be fine this week. I mean, last week it was interesting, and I understand. I understand. I truly understand. It's other people,
Thank
they just
you.
didn't understand.
Right?
And you get caught up where you get caught up and like, wait a minute, I can't get past this. But
But he wasn't wearing a shirt though. Like, what do you want from me? It's the truth.
right. And everyone has their opinion. That's the beautiful thing about it,
Exactly. All right. So she's wearing a shirt. Look, it's got a collar, y'all. Right? Her hair looks like she combed it this century. Right? She looks like she might be tired from a long day. She might be heading into the shower after the show. But notice that she looks dressed and groomed before she pressed play. Just saying. Okay. She's already starting off on a way better foot than the last one. So, okay.
Well, I'm glad you agree. All right. All right. Well, let's see what this young lady has to say, and let's get it started and pop in. All right.
Deborah, but you can call me Deb. D-E-B.
Deb, where you calling us from?
From Florida.
Florida in the Bills. How old are you?
I'm 29. I'm about to be 30 in a week.
Oh,
Happy
no.
birthday on the way.
Thank you.
So you're a Libra.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is Deb, Florida, 29, is a Libra. What do you do for a living, boo?
I'm a digital entrepreneur. And I'm a brand building coach. So I help people build their brand. I also show people different sources of income through their phones, their computers, their tablets. And yeah, I'm a digital entrepreneur.
I love it. Okay, you have any kids?
I have 2 daughters. I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Same dad?
Yes.
Okay, was you once married?
No, our first daughter, we had 3 months into us talking. And the second daughter I had with him, we weren't even together. We just were still messing around a month in because I wanted another kid, but I didn't want another kid father. So I was like, we need to have another baby now. And thank you, everyone. I'm going to take these comments up because I'm distracted. But yeah, but it was not.
Do you want the comments off?
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right. So you had a baby a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not with this guy anymore.
No, but there's a situation. So we live together, but we're not together. But we've lived together and we haven't been together for some time.
Okay. Okay. Not to.
All right. So, are you all right? You breathing
Sure.
over there? I just.
Girl, I already knew. You know why? Because Lovely T taught me there's only one place in the world you could refer to as ratchet ass Florida. Right? So you had to know. As soon as she said Florida, I went, oh no. Oh, that's it. She's gonna say something real dumb. For you know it. Like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. So okay, you have 2 kids. I kind of understand the instinct of wanting to have all your kids with one man, even if that was barely ever a relationship, if anything. So you're like, all right, fine. Let me just rush through now. You all right with raising a second kid? Cope? Yeah? Okay, let's do it. I kind of get that part.
Mm-hmm.
But then she wants to throw in, yeah, but I live with him, though.
Yeah, that's what she said. But she also said they're not together. I'm just saying, that's what she said.
But they weren't together when they had the second kid. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they were together for like a long period of time. No, she was like, they were basically not even really together. Then she decided to turn to her friend and be like, hey, let's have another kid. Like, because I want all my kids with the same man. And now you still live with that friend that not only do you sleep with on purpose, but that you procreate with. on purpose when he was still in the friend zone. Like this. Oh God. Okay. Well, you know what, guys? I apologize. Apparently, wearing a shirt and combing your hair don't say much. My bad. I take it back. It's fine. Girl. Okay, listen. I want to hear how this plays out because I'll say one thing, right? This did happen recently, right? And we are in the worldwide, pandemic. So I do understand an instinct, right? Like if you are co-parenting with someone and neither one of you are in, another relationship with somebody, for the purposes of, the whole quarantining and just like keeping everyone safe, okay, everyone live together, right? Both parents live with the kids, you know what I mean? Let's see how this situation plays. Maybe if that's her rationale, I kind of can give her that. I kind of can, because I understand that given the worldwide situation we're in. So if that's where she's coming from, which it probably isn't, because she's from Florida, then I'll give her some credit. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, don't be like that. Why you gotta be like that?
You knew what I was gonna say. She was waiting. She just knew. She's like, oh, Ruby's gonna like this one. All right, let's go.
All right, here we go.
Keep this as a big thing, but people are saying you tap up by my face. Oh, it does work. I just did it. So if you don't want to see the comments when a person's on, tap up by my face and it will get rid of the comments. So it's up to you, sweetheart. You can see them if you want to, but if you tap by my face, they will go away.
Okay.
Did it work for you?
I still see like 2 of them, but that's it.
Okay. All right. So let's continue to go. So, okay. So this story about the baby a year ago. So it was by your child's father. You already had your 4-year-old child with, but you knew you guys weren't going to be together. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's a lot, honey. That's a lot. But I mean, at least you got one baby daddy, I guess, right? But a new guy has to be willing to date you with a 1-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's get into it. This is Deb in Florida, 29. She's a Libra. She'll be 30 next week. She's a digital entrepreneur. 2 children. Okay. So what kind of guy are you looking for?
I'm looking for someone that has their own business, has their own thing going on, and all of that. Someone that isn't insecure and thinks that I'm still messing with him or anything like that. We are just literally the best co-parents. I think we became friends after the breakup, during the breakup, because I was pregnant. So my entire pregnancy we spent working on our friendship and our co-parenting. And it just works because we help each other with raising them and doing everything. He goes on dates, he does his thing. I haven't dated anyone in 2 years. So we broke up November of 2019. So yeah.
When was the last time you 2 were intimate?
Months ago. Like maybe like 8-9 months ago.
So that's not 2 years ago.
No. But
you had
what?
Shar.
Yeah.
Shar.
Yeah.
This chick had the nerve, the unmitigated gall to say, okay, I don't want someone who's insecure, thinking we're always going to be messing around and stuff because we're just the best of co-parents. When was the last time you were intimate? Like 8 months ago. When did you break up? November 2019. Oh, so 2 years. You broke up 2 years ago, but you were messing around up to 8 months ago. And by 8 months, we could divide that by like 4. So it was more like, 2 months ago max. But he shouldn't be threatened or jealous or feel any ways about that, because even though she procreated with the man she was just barely talking to, then broke up with the man, then say, hey, yo, listen, I want to have all my kids together with the same man. Let's just have another kid, even though we're not together. He was cool with that. So then he slept with them again. Then you haven't dated anybody else, period. And the only person you're sleeping with is him. And you are continuing to sleep with your friend who's the best of co-parents with you. You're sleeping with this man. It's not like you ended the relationship and then there was this firm border that you never crossed now. No. You still sleep with this friend co-parent, right? But no man should feel any ways about that, right? Like he'd be insecure if he thought maybe something might go on between the two of you, considering something continually goes on with the two of you while you live in the same house.
Well, he's available. He was there. He was around. They get along. I mean, why you complain about that?
Because she's the type of chick. Here's the thing. She's the type of chick. The only reason why it's been 8 months is because he's been dating someone else. She told us this already. She told us he's dating someone else. So now he's dating someone else. So he doesn't want to sleep with her. So now, things have been getting, Sahara Desert dry and she's getting lonely. So she said, you know what? I want a man. All right, let me jump up on here. If that man stops dating that next girl and crawls up into her bed in the middle of the night, let's even talk about maybe they sleep in the same bed. We don't know. But crawls up into her bed in the middle of the night, I don't think she would say no. I don't. I think the only reason why she's not sleeping with him is not on her. It's on him. I just see it all over her face. You know who I see? An old version of Freddie from a different world. That's who she reminds me of. That same free love, hippie, hobo vibe.
She does favor Freddie. She does
right?
a little bit.
Yeah.
Her aesthetic, the way she looks, curly hair.
Mm-hmm. The flighty, dumb California thing, where it's like you don't process the things that are coming out of your mouth, and why
what are you
other
trying
people.
To say about California?
Watch out! Watch out!
No, not that part of California, Vonda. The other part. It's the other side. What side you from? You from the east or is from the west? That's what I'm talking.
West side is the best side.
I thought the west was all ocean.
I don't know. Whatever side Vonda's not from, I'm talking about that side. That's the side I'm talking about.
Oh my god! Oh god! How's everybody?
Hello, ladies. Hi, Shar. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Deandre.
Hey, girl.
Hello.
Hey, Deandre.
Hey, what's good? Oh, man, look at this, man. Oh, man, I'm sipping this tea. I know you want the guy with the shirt off back, huh? Because this is a whole mess.
At this point, honestly, the dude with the shirt might be the baby daddy she's talking about. I don't even know.
He said his kid is grown. Nope, he ain't Look, listen. You know what what the problem is? And I like to say this. Yes, she has a shirt on, Ruby, but those are pajamas. Those are not pajamas, Ruby. Those are pajamas.
Well, at least they're respectable pajamas. He could have thrown on a pajama shirt. If he had thrown on a wife beater, I would have been all right with that. All right, listen, you just put something on. You're not a porn star. Put on some clothes.
I get it. But here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. She has that mama still. She still got that mama glow, right? She got that mama glow going on. So we're trying to be respectful here and everything. She got the spaghetti string gold necklace around her neck. You know what I'm saying? We got that popping. And this woman is dangerous. This is a dangerous woman. I'm gonna tell you why she's dangerous. And y'all ladies, I'm gonna have to tell y'all this. Okay. This is the woman. Men, stay away from this woman. She has Medusa. You know what Medusa is? You look at this woman, she get pregnant, you're on child support. This woman is fertile. You breathe on this woman, she get pregnant. You walk past her, she get pregnant. And they don't like that. No,
you are exaggerating.
No, she
has 2 children with 1 man. Now, hey, I'm not gonna say I the way she went about getting those kids. I was like, look, lady, okay, but
I'm not saying it's not.
It wasn't ideal.
Yeah. Listen,
that's an understatement.
But I'm gonna say this, Martin. Listen, the reason, the dude, is so good he can't run away from it. He's trying to get away, but he can't, right? And she's not a bad person. I can tell by her energy, she's not a bad person, right? People just make mistakes and stuff like that.
Bad is relative.
That is relative. But this woman here, you have sex with this woman as a man, you need a containment suit. Condoms will not work with this woman. Nothing. You need to be in a containment unit. Like you need to get in there in a poofy suit, containment unit, all of that.
No, wait, hold on. Shar, how old was her oldest kid? Because I think the youngest one's like 2. So how old's the oldest?
4. The oldest one is 4, right?
Right.
No?
Okay, so unless she was a virgin till she was 25, which I highly doubt, given her Freddie boho ho kind of vibe, I'm positive she's actually not that fertile.
She's not a
No,
hoe.
no, but no, I'm not saying hoe. It's more like hippie, free sex, free love. But my point is that if she was that fertile, like people who I agree there are some women who are really that fertile. There are, but those women have a lot more than 2 kids. At a much
That's
younger
what I'm saying.
age.
The average woman between the ages of 16 and 24, you, like Dre say, you give her the look, she's pregnant.
Yeah,
you take
right.
your hand, you're about to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's because that's just the way it is. I mean, the body is preparing and ready for children. And so she wasn't even in a relationship with her baby daddies, but she was like, I still have that itch. And so he came to scratch that itch, and lo and behold,
she planned it 1000%. Listen, that man, he had the right looks, the right height, the right everything, the right hair, the right a whole 9.
And that's why she allowed herself to get pregnant a second time. You're right, Ruby. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think she planned the first one too. I think she knew exactly what was happening, and she poked a hole in that condom, or she stopped taking her birth control and whatever. Because you don't accidentally, after 26 years of managing to not ever get pregnant, accidentally get pregnant after 4 or 5 months of talking with someone.
Ruby, the point is, what you don't understand, it was no accident.
Exactly.
They were having sex, and nobody was using a condom. Nobody was using a pill. Nobody was doing a plan B. They were just straight effing. She said she got pregnant in the first 3 months of them talking. You get pregnant talking. So if you're talking, you're basically saying, oh, I'm not really sure about this. I'm getting to know this person. So while they were not sure and getting to know each other, they were having straight up unprotected sex.
Man,
see, I agree with you. I agree with everything except for the fact that I think she got pregnant on purpose, because women do that. I've heard a lot of women that they don't really know, like they don't know if the guy's gonna stick around, if they even like the guy, but he has all the right aesthetics or maybe the right bank account, and she goes, you'll be a good father for my children, right? And that's why she turned around and a couple of years later said, let's have a second one, okay? Even though we're not together, and because she had already picked him as the baby father. Like, he didn't know, right? He thought they were just talking. She picked a baby daddy.
And guess what? He signed the document when he didn't put a condom over his penis. He was like, he felt just as comfortable with her, because he was like, well, hell, if she gets pregnant, I don't mind.
Obviously, but he got her pregnant again.
But I do agree with you. I do think she picked him out. And so when they had the first child, it was like she wouldn't mind. In her mind, she's saying to herself, I wouldn't mind having a second child with him because I'm still sleeping with him. We're not using anything. So if I get pregnant, at least my kids will have the same dash. It wasn't, so it doesn't, to me, it doesn't sound like she was just sleeping around with a bunch of dudes. She was still going back to the well, and the well wasn't dry because she got pregnant
again. And now she's good with 2. But I'm telling you, if she wants a 3rd kid while she's dating your ass, I'm telling you this off bat, she's going back to that guy. You are not getting a kid, because she wants all her kids to have the same father. So she's going to go back to that guy. And so you'll be with her for 5 years, and you're going to think the kid coming out of her is yours. But it's not going to be, because she already told you she wants all her kids to have the same father. She picked the right father, the right genetics and everything. Now she's looking for a man maybe that she can like or something like that. Whatever, who cares? Point is, you're not getting her babies. No matter what she says, I don't care. She might say it later. She might say, because a lot of women say that, oh, I would give him a kid if he wants a kid. No, I don't believe you. I think you would give yourself another kid, but it wouldn't be his. Like the new guy that she's going to be dating. Nope. Nope. Danger. Okay.
Watch yourself.
but here's the thing that actually proves the data right, is the data is after the 2008 recession that most women, the average age of women having their first child in America is 26 years of age. That's the average. So, before that, it was 21 on average. That's a 5-year jump. And the world average is 31. So at 26 years of age, that's usually when you're usually 25, you're hitting your prime in your life. So, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, I guess she figured, had a kid now, get it out the way. I hit the gene lottery. What I'm saying? What I mean? And I'm pretty sure that guy wasn't six figures.
Nope.
Absolutely not. She's got 2 of his kids and she's trying to find her somebody else. No, that dude, no,
because that's not what we were. Listen, we evolved. We stopped evolving 10,000 years ago. So these imaginary pieces of paper called money and this imaginary society with all of this that we've invented, we didn't evolve to care about any of this. We evolved to care about other traits that tell us that someone is genetically healthy and genetically superior. And bet your ass that if you look at her baby daddy, he's genetically superior, okay? He's tall, he's got the broad chin, his face is very symmetrical, he's got the kind of muscle on his body that's very proportional, because not everyone has nicely proportional. If they build a 6-pack or an 8-pack, it looks good and whatever. That's what she went like. She's on that primal thing where you look and you go, oh yeah, that's the right man for me. That's how she picked him, right? It wasn't on money and whatever. She can find that later.
I'm gonna say this, Ruby. Y'all may think this is crazy in the stretch, and this is where she probably needs to consign herself.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why she's looking for somebody else, and I think the reason why she's looking for somebody else is because she never put herself in a position to be the man, the wife, the this, that, and the third. She came from a position where she let the man know that even if you have a child in here, you can jump up and down in here, and then you're free to go do your own thing, but long as you bring stuff back and take care of the home, right? This is what you would call this would be like a woman from like the 14th, 15th century. She doesn't realize that she has that mentality because she has 2 of his kids and he's still running around, but they're co-parenting. So she might as well just they might as well just get married and have an open relationship. They might as well do that.
Because sorry, but men who are genetically superior, right? The 8, 9s, and 10s of the world, especially the 9s and 10s, right? They're not provider males. They weren't made to be. And so women, and this is across all species, by the way, right? Women want to have those males' babies. That's why those are the men who wander around and just have children everywhere. And somehow the women just are cool with that. That's why, because they're genetically superior. But this is another thing that all species have in common. Once they've gotten some genetically superior children, now they want to settle down with a provider male. What is a provider male? Mm-hmm. A provider male is a man who is financially stable, emotionally stable. He's ready to be a husband and love you and whatever. He is also slightly less attractive than you. Maybe slightly or maybe majorly less attractive than you. But the less attractive thing is important. Why is it important? Because if he is less attractive than you, right, then he understands that by getting even 1 kid from you, even if it means he has to take care of your other kids, his offspring, his spawn, are going to benefit because they are going to be genetically superior than what he would be able to get from, typical love and respect and a woman who looks up to him and says, oh, he's so good looking. So they are doing a trade-off. The trade-off is this, and women like her know that, right? Once I've had my genetically superior children, I need to find the kind of man who's going to take care of us all. And so that kind of man, right, is going to be less attractive than me, right? But he's going to look at me and dote on me and whatever. And all I got to do is tell him I'm going to give him at least 1 kid, and he will take care of all of us spectacularly. It's something you see in every species, not just humans, but humans do it too. Let's be real.
Yeah, I agree with that. But also, I just a little bit of both you and with Deandre, the fact that he is in 6 figures, because the guy, he would have, in my opinion, he would have left because he's taking a risk being with another woman, and this woman has his kids, and she doesn't have anyone else. That could be triggering to a lot of women. So he's really taking a risk. So I'm thinking that he doesn't have the finances to have his own, and maybe possibly her too. So I'm looking at this living situation, and I'm going to listen to a little bit more get a little bit more feed to see what's happening here.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Sink our teeth in. Okay.
So after you had the baby, you guys have been intimate since?
Yeah, like twice or three times.
Twice or three times. You haven't dated anybody outside of him?
Mm-mm.
So you haven't had
What I say?
since him?
No.
Yeah.
So that's good, but if I was a guy, I would be concerned because you're still kind of attached to this guy. You don't think so?
No, because it's just, I think my fear is more, I have 2 daughters. So I'm not going to bring just any man. Like, if you go on my profile, I have a lot of men that reach out to me on a regular basis. It's just, my fear is I have 2 girls. So my biggest requirement is they have to be a dad, a girl dad. Because I'm not going to date a guy with 2, like, with boys. Just because I don't want to have, you know, like, I don't.
What?
Do you understand that? I don't understand it as a
no,
mother.
I get it.
I kind of understand what she's saying, but she needs to it's not realistic. So, you know, but she has a choice to find men if they have children that only have girl children or who don't have boy children. You know, if that's her preference, if that's what she wants to do.
What she basically is doing is this, and like I said before, and this is where a reality check for this woman needs to be set for. I'm glad she wasn't talking to me because but she's talking to the right lady, and she's gonna take care of it. But what she's doing is this: she's basically telling you, I want a man that has girl children that can raise that's used to being around women and used to being around girls. I don't want a man that has boy children. So this is basically telling me 2 things in a relationship. One, she's not having no more children by any other person but that guy. 2, if a man's surrounded by women, he's going to be softer. So evidently the man she's with is very domineering and controls a lot of shit. And she doesn't have control of the situation.
Well, I don't know. The way I see it more so actually what I was hearing, at least, because she said first, she's like, well, I can't just bring just any man in around my kids. And then she doesn't want young boys or boys to be brought into her house in general. It sounds more to me like a woman who's experienced sexual assault or trauma, especially as a child, or who is at least very aware and fearful of very aware of it and very fearful of it, and has heard those situations, stepbrothers who come in and start messing with one of the girls, or you know, whatever, or men who actually have no children, or who don't have daughters, so you can't kind of suss out the way that they behave with young girls. Do they give them the wrong kind of look? Do they give them the wrong kind of touch that would make you like, I don't want them around my girls? So I don't know, to me, I feel like I'm feeling a lot of the whole, you know, fear as far as that goes. But the rest of it, and yeah, nameless protagonist just said it, right? Otherwise, what is she looking for? A provider male. That's why it's very important to her. She wants a provider male, but she wants one that isn't going to be providing for her kids to abuse them, because we hear that story a lot. So at least she's fearful of that, and she's aware of that, and, you know, she's not going to, it's not that much of a trade-off, because she's not so selfish that she wants Gucci bags and whatever, and she don't care how it might affect her kids. So I think it's like there's that fear of that trade-off. Well, he's kind of a loser, or he's not really that good looking, or maybe he's a little socially awkward a little bit. But is it because he's a creep, or is it just because, you know what, he was never popular, so he makes the perfect provider male for me, right? Like I think she's trying to figure that all out.
It sounds to me like she's going through her progression. Now, she met this first dude, her children's father, her daughter's father, and there was an instant attraction with them because they immediately started a sexual relationship. She got pregnant in the first 3 months when they were quote unquote talking, and I'm doing air quotes. So there was that physical attraction. Okay, so bam, and she gets pregnant. She has a baby with this man, but they never moved into being a couple, a one-on-one, a being together. But they had a connection. They had a strong vibe with each other. So as she continued on, and this man not committing to her, she still continued to open herself to him in more ways than one, thus getting pregnant with the second child. So for her, she's not even mad or angry or even bitter about this man's inability to be with her the way that she wants him to be with her. So now she's moving on to the second stage of her life. Okay, stability. She's still young enough, still pretty enough. She's still got working ovaries because she can still produce more children.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so now it's time to find the serious man. I found the man I was attracted to. We had that sexual chemistry. I kept him around because it was familiarity. And then, of course, if I'm bringing this man into my home, these are his children. This is his child. He knows I'm not bringing a stranger. So that was where she was comfortable. But now she's like, you know what? I can't do this anymore because now I got to think about the future of my daughters and myself. And I'm young enough, like I said, the ovaries are still working. So I need to do this right now while I can still get it together.
And for the record, I agree with Dre on the thing, though, that tells you that ultimately she's not really trying to give the new guy a kid. Like, that's not, but I think she knows, she's smart enough to know she needs to use that as a lure. I could give you a kid, right? I'm still young and fertile and whatever. And another thing is, I'm going to say, I bet you any money, I know everyone loves their kids and everyone thinks their kids are beautiful. But objectively, not everyone's kids are the same level of attractiveness. They're just not. And if you notice, I have noticed this trend as well. A lot of those situations where, like, oh my God, it was the sexual chemistry between the two of them. It wasn't love or dating. They produce some very beautiful children. And it's because of the genetic compatibility and genetic variation, right? Which is why those pheromones are so irresistible between the two of them, right? Because genetically, their genes are saying, yeah, no, this is the right one. This is going to give you some really viable children, right? So she, like you said, she knows what that already feels like. She's had that. She doesn't need that now. That's not what she's looking for. And so, you know, any guy who comes in, right? Like, hopefully you don't want your own kids, or you have your own kids. But if you have your own kids, right, then they've got to be girl children, because even if she thinks she can trust you, she doesn't trust your little teenage horny children,
little boys. Yeah,
she doesn't.
You don't trust them.
Right? Even though, and I'm being honest here, my friend's daughter, right, her father got together with a woman who had a couple kids and then had a bunch of kids with her. And anyway, the daughter was staying over there for the summer. And what they ended up finding out was that the older daughter, right, of the woman was messing with her. They were having full on lesbian interaction. So, you know, if you think that you're just keeping your kids safe because no boy versus girl, that's not enough. You know, you think they're just step siblings, that's not enough. Like, I think parents need to stop trying to use these old rules and adages to try to keep their kids safe. Like, it's got to be more than that. You got to look at the upbringing of the kids and the socialization.
Supervision. I don't care what anybody says. Girls and girls, boys and boys, boys and girls, children at the end of the day need supervision. Imagine what you were like when you were a kid and when there were no adults around and the things you did. You don't have to share them here. We all know that we as kids, we got away with what we could. And there are to this day that our parents have no freaking clue, but it would blow their stack if they knew that we did that, you know, like, oh, this happened. Like, what? You know,
that's true.
So because kids are kids. That's why I am a strong proponent. Kids need supervision. They're curious. They want to know what that is, or what happens if this goes in there, or why do you have that and I have this? You have to have supervision.
Well, the problem is that when we were growing up, we had VHS tapes and you had to find the magazine that somebody has. Now the child has a goddamn internet, right? If a child's walking around with a cell phone, the supervision is already gone. like they're going to figure it out. They know that better than you know what you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're going to find a back door to a side door to. They got a friend that's in school that knows something on how to get wherever while you're over there at work. So you have to supervise, you have to mitigate a lot of things. But the one thing that I wanted to know is she mentioned something. So now she said, like, because what I'm trying to figure out, okay, he said he has to be a father, like a daughter, a dad, something,
A
a
girl's
daughter,
dad.
a
Yeah.
girl's dad. Right? So he has to be a girl's dad, right? He has to be a girl's dad. So does he have custody of the children? Is he in a co-parenting situation? Like, what's going on, right? Because now you're throwing another layer on top of that. Like it's like, okay, he got to be a father. Remember, he can't be single, so he can't not have kids. He's got to have kids, right? Because for you to be a father, you have to have kids. Then
Or I think she probably wouldn't mind if he didn't have kids, but she's saying if he had kids, she didn't want him bringing no boy kids into the relationship.
Yeah.
That's the way I kind of read it.
Right.
Yeah. I think maybe.
And like also, I think that a father is more likely actually to have custody, either full custody or shared custody with his son. So I actually think that she's making, whether it's subconscious or intentional, the connection that if he had girl children, he might have them on the occasional weekend, but he's probably not going to have them for full custody full time, which means he will be able to dedicate all of his time and the majority of his money to her and her kids.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so that's what I said is like, okay, he's like, because if he's single, right? If he's single, he cannot be a girl's dad because he doesn't have any girls. Like if he doesn't, I mean, when I mean single, I mean if he doesn't have any children, he wouldn't already have a know or how to deal with that, right? Then the second point of that is he's got to have some interaction with his children, like you said, like visitation in a co-parenting situation in which she's in, like no baby mama drama, no problems like that, because she's already kind of living that lifestyle as it is right now, right? Which makes sense. So now you're talking about father, that's not too hard, right? You know what I mean? Only girls, that's like, you rolling the dice on that one, right? And then, so you half in that again, right? So you got father, okay, all right. Only girls, now you're down, let's say 50%. A co-parenting situation where you don't have any problems and you can go see the mother of the child and do all of the such stuff, and now you're down in the 25s. You're in the 25 percentile. Like, and if you're your age and your oldest daughter's like 4, right? Like that she says, then what are the ages of his kids? Are they 4? Are they 3? Are they 8, 10, 15? Like you get what I'm saying? Like children cost money.
Well, I would think she'd be fine with him having actually even multiple boys as long as they were younger than her kids, because again, I do think there's a big risk/safety factor there for her. But honestly, I don't even think, see, when you have been, and I think she was, like, I think she's gained weight now because she's had 2 kids and she's in her mid-20s, and so suddenly your weight doesn't just fall, off so easy, and you kind of got caught up in that right around having kids, so oops. But I think she's always kind of been beautiful and, doted on and taken care of and all that, right? So I think in her head, she's not thinking about that. She just knows if she finally graces one of those guys who's, a 5 or a 6, maybe a 7, right? With her attention and her love and her sex, right? That she's going to be able to ultimately negotiate whatever she wants, because there's going to be a whole lot of guys who are average-ish, as far as income and whatever, but they're very stable, very devoted guys who are just desperate for a beautiful, loving woman. And so that's the thing that she's focusing on. I think she honestly thinks that the things that she's saying here, they're reasonable. It's just for my kid's safety and for my safety and and just for my comfort. And what's the problem with that? I'm not being unreasonable. And so I don't think she's thinking outside of that, because I don't think she's ever had to. I think she's just always kind of had that pretty privilege where she doesn't have to consider things outside of her considerations, and it always works out for her.
Yeah. I'm like, she even says she's got guys hitting up all the time.
Exactly.
True. All right, so we'll listen to a little bit more. I was just curious what that was. I said, let me ask. Okay, here we go.
I don't know. I've been through a lot of shit with men, so I just don't want to but I want to be with, start something with someone, because I don't want to be single forever. I'm about to be 30. I want to.
I get that. have you completely closed off that chapter of intimacy with your child's father?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a wrap for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I understand your concern as a mom, as you should be. You have daughters. Well, even if you have boys, you don't want to just bring anybody
Yeah, you booked that
around your kids. So that makes sense. And your kids are young, 1 and 4. So you want a guy that already has kids.
Right.
Do you want any more kids?
If I get married.
Do you want to get married?
I do.
You want to get married. Does the guy have to be in Florida?
No. I
Okay.
travel.
You're willing to travel. What's the age range you want to date? 31
to like 40.
Okay. Let's go over your requirements. So what are your requirements now?
Has to be a dad, a girl dad. Has to be, I'm 5'3", so has to be over 5'6", and
very specific.
I mean, I'm not racist, but like he can't be white.
And what's your ethnicity?
I'm Hispanic and Black.
Okay, so you want somebody Hispanic and Black, or either or?
Either or.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's really it. Oh, and has to have nice teeth. Because if not, I just keep looking at their teeth. Like I keep looking at your teeth because they're so nice. So I love teeth. So kind of that's it.
Dental plan.
Any deal breakers? Now things that you won't date.
I won't date guys that are chubby because I'm chubby. So I can't.
Girl, go
for me. I can't do it. We're both gonna get.
But how are you gonna require? Okay, continue.
I need a thin, tall guy. Well, tallish guy, taller than me, but thin.
Debbie, no. Okay, Debbie. Because if you were a guy, and actually I have had guys that have been up here that have been chubby, that have said, I want a thin girl. So you can require, right? You have the right to your preference. But you should be what you desire. So if you want a thin guy, do you plan on losing some weight?
I am in the process of losing weight. I go to a boot camp.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm working on myself like 100%. So like even if like he is chubby and he's working on it, we meet at the gym, I'm not gonna be like, no, because you're working on it. So it's not. So yeah.
Okay.
It can't be someone that's just home eating all day because I want better for me. So I don't want if you're not working on you.
Jesus, take the
okay.
word.
So deal breakers for you.
Has to have a job or like have his business because I have a business, and it has to be secure because I'm on social media posting videos and pictures, and I do all this stuff on social media. This is my job. So you have to be okay with me posting sexy pictures and be okay with me going on live every day, and have to be okay with the people that reach out to me through my business and all that.
What?
Okay.
Wait a minute. What is? I'm sorry. What did she do?
You heard me. Shut up. I gotta talk. This is my job. I'll rewind it back.
What? OnlyFans.
Told y'all. She's just everything that comes out of her mouth is just like, yep. See, told you. See, told you.
The title should be "Looking for a Sugar Daddy." It's like, what the hell?
It's stepdaddy season, y'all. Y'all ain't get the memo.
She's looking for a provider male. That's why. Listen, how many women have we heard talk about what they want? How many say 5'6"? None.
Right.
Okay. Right? She's saying, listen, I could do ugly and I could do short. I just can't do fat. You know what I mean? Like that. She would try, but she can't wrap her mind around it. That's it. But
at least she honest. She said, hey, I'm chubby. We don't need both bellies rubbing together. I need somebody who can meet mine without that much resistance. I mean.
Yeah, but then she proved that's a whole lie. Because then when Kendra was like, well, actually, you should be what you require or whatever. But I'm working on myself. So as long as he's working on himself, I just don't want a guy who's sitting on the couch and like eating all day. Like that's all it is, really. It's not about bull.
That's the problem that I have with her. That's the problem that I have with her because here she comes on this show. And she's saying, this is what I require. I'm not there yet, but, if he's working on it, then that's fine. Lady, don't you think you should already be at the finish line? I mean, don't you think you should already, be there, And to me, that's putting your best foot forward. You know, I mean, what are the odds? I mean, she can find a guy that's going to come on and say,
Of course.
what? You're a work in progress? Hey, you know what? I'm a work in progress too. And he might look like, you know, Heavy D, but he's like, yeah, I'm a work in progress too. I'm trying to lose weight. And they start talking, getting together. I mean, it could be a total illusion, you know, and a waste of time, you know. So I'm just thinking it just, I don't know. That's
I mean,
the way,
I'm
I don't
not
know. The way
laughing.
she's going about it, I don't know if she's going to have the best success.
No, because here's what you're missing. You're missing this, okay? When a guy is short, right, and ugly, right, there's not much he can do to change either of those factors, which means you objectively know how much more attractive you are than him, not just now, but if you lose weight, right? Like, you know in your head, okay, I'm always going to have 3 or 4 points over it on him as far as looks go. So therefore, I can keep him in this provider male stability column, and he will stay there no matter what I do. So me and my stable family are safe. Okay, here's the thing. A guy who is overweight might get very attractive if he loses the weight. You don't know. It's a toss-up. He might become objectively more attractive than you. And at that point, he is no longer in that provider, male, loser, just like so happy he finally gets attention from a beautiful girl column, because beautiful girls will start throwing attention at him because he's more attractive now, right? So to me, it's easier to gauge when someone is just like a normal, average weight, healthy weight, or whatever. You can gauge how attractive they'd get if they put on a little muscle or whatever, right? But he's not going to get taller, and he can't change his genetics. So that's what it is. Everything is trying. It's everything is saying, listen, I need a provider male who's going to worship me because I'm so much better looking than he is. That's it. That's what you want.
And she, to be honest, I mean, she's saying, I like a you know, a good looking guy, you know. I want someone that, you know, I'm attracted to, you know, physically. So I guess, you know, if she's saying, you know, he can't have a midsection, she's working on hers. That and I just have a problem with that. I don't know. I just have a problem with that. It's like,
I'm gonna say this, bud. I'm gonna say this, right? I was laughing earlier because I'm reading Don Teasy saying he twerking off in the chat. Right? He twerking, but and this is basically what it is. The guy that she's going to get to, like Ruby said, is a provider male, but it's a self-esteem boost. Because if you hear what she had to say is, and he also has to be confident because my business is posting sexy pictures online and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So you basically, okay, he's got to be, like I said again, he's got to be a dad girl, right? Like for girls, for daughters and stuff. So basically, you want to do, because you want to do with that specific, yeah, you got to protect your girls, you got to protect your daughters, but he can't have any sons, right? He can't have any sons. So now let's talk about the kids. Say she gets this provider male. So these girls have these wonderful genes. They're going to learn from their mom. We need to get these type of dudes so we can do what we want to run over top of their asses.
Yep. That's pretty much exactly, yeah. And you only give kids to the good-looking guy. She's just going to teach her daughters to be her, pretty much, yeah.
Exactly. And then, but that ideology must have came from her mom, because she ain't got bad-looking genes. Like, exactly. So she's going to pass down the generations and stuff. But the difference between her and maybe her mama, because if she's like 31, her mom should have been like what, a mid Xer or something like that.
So isn't she 26? I thought she said she was 26.
She said she's about to be 30.
She's about to be
29. So she's 29.
29. Okay. So she's like, her mom should be like a mid to late Xer or something like that, right?
And you can tell she has some urgency too, because she's like, yeah, I'm about to be 30, so you know, I got these 2 kids, and I can like hear it in her. She's like, okay, I'm trying to get myself together, and I need to find this man, but these are the requirements I have for this man. I'm like, okay, well, girl.
I can't with Don Teasy, man. I can't. He needs stuff. So, but and then I could tell that she's one of those. She says she's chubby. She's one of those. If she's 5'3", she probably weighs about maybe 130, 145 pounds or something like that, right? Now, I can tell that she's talking about she's a little chubby. She's short. She's pretty in the face, but the problem is the Latino genes are coming. And
little thick in the waist, but hey.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, Vaughn. You know this is true. When they get about 33, they look like motel box refrigerators, right? They don't age well with the body shape. Like they start like, you know what I mean? They look like an old beat up sack of potatoes when they hit about 33, and she's getting it. Like you can see it. Like you can see that she ain't got that much time left. Like she's like, I gotta get married. I gotta go to therapy.
You know what, Dre? You know what? I will not accept that, and that's just in the name of womanhood. You taking her time away. Why do men always do that?
No, I'm not. Vonda, listen, don't
let them
jump
have
off
it.
the porch. Vonda, don't jump off the porch yet.
Okay,
You
let me.
are
All
in
right.
Cali. You're in Cali, right? I said the Latino genes are hitting right now. You know how the Mexican women look over a certain age. You know how they look. You know they start getting into that box shape, that fumpling shape, right? That's why she said she has to hit the gym. She had her children. She's got a 1-year-old. She had a 4-year-old, and she's got a 1-year-old, right? I said the Latin genes is hitting her, right? We know what happens when Latinos don't take care of them, especially Latin women don't take care of their bodies. When they don't work out. They have you see how they look. Maria go looking like Maru. Go looking like an old burrito. Because she doesn't work it out. That her Latin genes is hitting her right now. Not, you know what I mean? Saying women, I'm just telling you what it is. You saying it, Bond. You can't say.
Okay, you know what? I apologize for my outburst. I really do. Just like you say, she ain't got much time. I'm like, wait a minute, damn it. No, okay.
We stepped away for that. I'm glad.
I know.
I will pull it back. I'm gonna pull it back.
Bonda took the pearls off and got the switch.
Yeah.
I
ain't want to be around for that.
Me and Shaw went and sat in the corner in the other room. We're like, not me.
Okay, yeah, all right. You know what? You're correct. I mean, it is relative. Sometimes it is relative. I mean, women, if you don't pull that snatch back, it won't snatch back, and it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah. And like black women are different because they already have a shape, right? So most black women, their weight goes into their hips and their thighs and legs and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And they, you know what I mean? And they move around and do a lot of stuff like that. She's on OnlyFans. Boy, she probably taking all kinds of nice angle pictures. She's probably a genius when it comes to taking them angles. But here's the one thing that I can see, right? She ain't got the fat girl titties. That's a low cut thing, and I'm not seeing nothing. I'm not seeing no split in the middle, nothing. She leaning into the camera. If you
she might be one of those itty bitty, on top, chubby girls, and that does exist. That's her makeup.
Well, she also might have hella say, because as you pointed out, right, if this is a pajama top, right, then she's not wearing a bra. And so she could have huge boobs, but because they sit at her belly button naturally now,
oh my God, okay.
There ain't no cleavage until you get near, the end of the rib cage.
You know what? I'm about to throw her in the category with the last 3 dudes that we watched on the simple fact. Let's listen. This chick, she clearly stated that she is on OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. You didn't come better prepared with your boob pushed up. They should be seeing the crown and the top of your cleavage. The attractiveness of that. Where's that décolletage, lady?
Facts. You know what? I agree with that.
She came out with the grit and the grime. Oh, I got 2 babies, with this one guy, we ain't committed to each other, but we kept on slapping bellies. But now I'm almost 30. I'm a little chubby, but I don't want no chubby dude. But maybe if he's a work in progress, I'll take him. But he needs to have this, that, and the third. It's like, girl, and
right. No, I agree with you. The reason why I agree with you, right? So yeah, she is about on level with, Mr. Topless from last week because she already has a camera set up and she already has an online image. So okay, I have an online image. right? As
Thank you.
Classic Ruby, I have an online image. I go live on my own videos. I've gone live on other people's panels, right? If I don't look right, which happens, right? Right now I'm a whole damn mess. I'm not turning on my camera. Why? Because, you know, I have an image to maintain wherever I go. Right? Like there's a certain look, you know what Classic Ruby looks like, you know how I dress, you know how I comport myself and whatever. I'm not about to go get on some panel and look a whole hot mess, right? Because it's like I have an image to maintain, and my image isn't even one of beauty, right? Like it's not like I'm sitting there trying to push sexy and beauty for money or whatever, right? Like I give my opinion, but it still comes down to I am a character, I am an image. She's selling her beauty. She sells her image. That is her character online. She has
sure
a persona.
Selling it tonight. She was not selling it. I'm looking at but you want to know what's a trip is we've all said it. We can tell that she's a cute girl. She's a pretty girl, and she came on here basically to the equivalent of the dudes from the past few weeks that we watched.
But like, yo, you could do better. Listen, Bomb Cherry, I've seen Bomb Cherry now, right? So we all know she did her online thing. And I've seen Bomb Cherry in a whole little nighty negligee thing. But that's what it makes sense in the context of, you know, this is something that I don't know if she still does it, but she did it for a very long time. I'm a cam girl. It's what I do. So if you're going to see her, right, then a lot of times you see her in the little nighty negligee thing with the silky robe on or whatever, and people look at her like she's crazy. But actually, it makes sense given that that's her job. That's what she does. You know, you're selling a certain image, so you're going to maintain that. Do you look as good as you do in your airbrush Photoshop pictures? Probably not, because no one does, right? Because the images on OnlyFans, nobody looks like those people, including those people. But you do something. Right. So now in that context, right, her hair should be more done, or she should be wearing a cute little nightie something, or at least a silk robe with nothing underneath it that we could see. So we thinking something.
If you're an OnlyFans girl, half together. I'm sorry. She should definitely have that top half together. We don't even know what the bottom half looks like, but she knows she's coming on Kendra G and she's looking for her security for the next 30 years. It's like, lady, what?
Exactly. Even if she's not, even if she's just here to promo herself to get some extra clicks on her OnlyFans, you should still be selling yourself, you know, which means why did you come on looking like this? Yes, because in comparison to maybe the average person, she's still a cute girl. She's still pretty, right? Like she looks all cute. But dude, you should do better. You could do this exact look, right? Just like I said with the guy from last week. It's not about you, man, having a suit on. Right? You could do the same homeless chic vibe, but step it up. She could do the same, oh, I'm just the girl next door vibe, but stepped up because because she's an online persona. And when you're an online persona who's selling some aspect of your looks, you can't forget it, especially when you're trying to sell it. Like, she's not here to give us her opinion on world peace or something, right? Like, she's here to be like, men, come choose me. Men, come click on my OnlyFans and pay $5 a month to see my ass, right? Like,
but you know what? I mean, nowadays, when you're dealing with people on social media, you never know what their true intent and what they're actually going for. So what I'm going to say with this woman, for all we know, like you said, she could be looking for, you know, additional clicks and views and subscribers and members to her OnlyFans, because there are probably plenty of dudes watching this and be like, damn, I wonder what she looked like all made up. I'll pay $10 for that. And she probably has no intentions on looking for some dude.
Wait, do men think that way? Let's ask Deandre. Deandre, would men, right, as far as men go, would men rather see a woman like this and think, I wonder what she looks like all made up and airbrushed and photoshopped to look like the perfect woman?
She's on OnlyFans, what is OnlyFans?
Or hold on, there's an or. Or would you rather see a woman, you know, presented really well, all pretty with the makeup and everything, and then you can't see nothing and you go, I wonder what's on underneath that top because she looks so hot already. Which one is the better selling tool?
Listen, I'm not face what? I don't care.
See?
I don't care. Listen,
you don't even know her, right?
Listen, look, hoes are hoes. Like
face what? Face what?
Like, I'm like, why do you think we have songs called "It Must Be an Ass" and not her face? Like, why do you think it's songs made like that? Like, it's Look, I'm gonna say this. This is what I think she's doing. She's doing a Clark Kent. Okay, when she's on OnlyFans, her whole persona and that is a whole character, right? She's actually looking for a dude. Like she knows that these are more weirdos and people that are beating off to her pictures and all of this other stuff, right? Those are fans. She wants to find a person that's that's going to treat her like a dude. Like basically, she wants a Jesus. She wants to come off the streets and wash his feet with her hair. Like she wants that shit. She wants to be forgiven of her sins. Like she doesn't want the dude that no, for real, because this is I'm just being real. This is like how do strippers have boyfriends? She gave specific instructions on certain things, right? He has to be confident in himself because this is the way I make money. That is a character to her. She's acting. That's her business, right? It's a business. At the end of the day, it's no different than it's no different than like let's say an actress or actor like Keanu Reeves, right? He's an actor. Women like him. They whatever like that. He's a known guy. But his wife, if you look at his wife look old as shit. She looks plain Jane, but he loves his wife. She's a regular person. She's confident in her ability. But with him, like with her, he's not Keanu Reeves, the action star. He's just whoever whatever his other name really is, not his pen name. What she was looking for is a guy, and she's dressing down to a certain degree because this would actually take away from her money. Like if a mother, like if a person saw her made up and could take her face with her persona, then they would say, "Oh, she want to be wifed up. She want to be this, that, and the third, right?" And then the dudes that would just that would just crush the dream, right? Like this is, like why do you think like pop stars and actresses until they get to a certain age, they don't have nobody? You can't be married. Even actors, they don't want you. Even singers, they don't want you with nobody until you get to a certain age because it kills your fan base. It just like he married them.
There's too much strife in the relationship, just like with Madonna and Sean Penn. She was at the beginning of her career, and he didn't like all that sexy stuff. And she's like, "Dude, are you kidding me? I'm about to be Madonna. I'm not about to stop anything." And it didn't work.
But then, they lie to us about these things all the time, though, because a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of stars now are talking about their 25, 30-year long marriage. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure when I was idol worshiping you back when I was 14, you didn't have no wife. You didn't have no. But, I would say this. Here's the thing. As pretty girls are well aware of the game. Okay. And I'm just going to say something else, right? Is that hoes, and for the purposes of this discussion, hoe is representing any woman who's selling sex or beauty for money. Okay. Hoes are well aware of the game as well. Part of the game is this, is that for you to find a guy who is good with you selling sex, i.e. being a hoe, right? And still being with you and still wifing you up and letting you meet the family and whatever, there has to be a significant difference between online you and real life you. Now, here's the thing. If there's evidence out there that the way you really look in real life, right, is this insta thought, he's not going to wife you up because that means his sister, his mom, his daddy, everyone's going to find out that you're the insta thought. But if there's no connection, right, the normal you and insta thought you are never connected, then as long as only he knows about it and you don't cross lines, we could be good to go because no one's going to find out. So it's actually not a good tactic for her to come on today looking like normal, plain Jane her, because a whole bunch of people are going to come to her OnlyFans because of the show, because I'm sure she's going to give the name of her OnlyFans and whatever, right? And so there's going to be a connection forever between the real her and OnlyFans her. So any guy who wipes her up knows now that, oh, I can't even bring her out looking normal, and people aren't going to know that she's not the insta thought. You know what I mean? I can't bring her home to meet my mama because my little sister's on everything. She's going to know it's her. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is not a good tactic. This wasn't a good tactic for her. That's what she was thinking.
And that's probably, and here's the other thing about that, right? Now, say she was messing with the dude that hit the gene lottery, right? He's already got women throwing it at him, right? And the fact that being a dude, we get more thrown at us when we got somebody. It's a pheromone, right? It's a thing. When we got somebody, we walk different, we talk different, we
Right.
like we be levitating. Even the ugly nigga will levitate when he gets.
In other words, you wouldn't be on YouTube talking for hours and hours, and yeah, you'd be busy. Yeah.
You'd be
Okay,
busy, right?
just checking.
So we levitate. So women, so even a woman that might not be interested in us per se would feel that, oh, he got somebody, because we ain't walking around with this hunger, this thirst, right? But then you got a dude that's hitting the gene lottery, and then you put on top of that, he got an instant thought. Like, she ain't ugly, so another woman in that category, in that community, will find that as a like, hold on, wait a minute, I know that, I know her, because they got their own little community and they talk and stuff like that. Oh yeah, let me slide over here, and look, she don't care. No, she going to instant thought thing. Yeah, like we together, but we ain't together. We co-parented, and he over here just running through these broads, just. And she's sitting over here, and guess what's happening? She's literally sitting here and saying, I got to get out of this. Because here's another thing. Her daughters, right? Like, she's on the internet. Her daughters have to grow up, and the internet is undefeated. Like, think about the little girls.
It's forever.
They're going to school with some little boy sitting there, or the mean girl sitting there, and they pretty. Oh, you think you pretty, but your mom had her whole butt cheeks out. You know what I'm saying? Like, passing it around the school and stuff like that. She knows she got to get out, but she can't get out as is right now. And she got to find a dude that's going to allow her to get out. Now, she's already got a proven track record that she's only been with one dude, with two of the kids is the same guy. That's, and she's hoping that there's a dirty Mac dude that's going to be like, you know what? I can save her. Let me put on my cape. I'm going to come through. And I'm going to save her. And that's what she's doing. She's actually looking for the pension.
Hey, now.
Yep, I knew that would get Sean around.
Just say, right?
Like,
you can't say the P word.
Keep looking, sister. I understand.
She can't get it from old dude because he don't make enough to put her on child support. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand her pain. I understand.
And I'm pretty sure that guy, like, he's probably making some money, but I'm pretty sure that guy, that if he's hit the gene lottery, he's dealing with a chick like that, and she's making money, taking money from other men, but he knows the real her, then it's this weird thing that's going on, and she doesn't trust the environment, and she needs to find a dude that's she has to put trust in, like you said.
And she knows she needs to retire. She can't continue. She can't have her butt cheek out, her whole butt cheek out for the rest of her life. At some point, that butt cheek is gonna drop. It's like, when she started it with the butt cheek out, it was probably 25, 24. Now the butt cheek is 29. It's about to
You know what this makes me think of? It makes me think of that song, Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
You know what, Vonda? She went from looking like a Coca-Cola bottle to the refrigerator that you put the Coke in.
But the Coke leader, from the Coke bottle to the Coke leader.
Them kids are getting older.
Away.
Red Mountain Dew.
She got to prepare her children to getting older. Just can't be doing this. Children will be old enough to know what mama's doing. So
exactly, and it's like, come on now, kids grow up, and it's like, okay, you really,
Yeah. So I'm gonna play some more. Let's see. I rewound it back a little bit to see what she said, because you had a question of what she said.
Also, if I could just say really quickly, I want to say hi
Uh-huh.
to everyone who said hi to me, including Omar. Hi. I can't leave. Like y'all saw, I went into the chat once and I just said one thing to one person and StreamYards kicks me out. Every time I leave the StreamYards page, it kicks me out. So that's why I'm not responding to y'all in the chat.
Really?
But hi, love y'all, welcome. Yeah, I don't know why. It's really annoying. So that's why I don't talk in the chat unless I have something else open to type on, because it kicks me out every time. It's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So I just want to explain that. I'm not ignoring y'all. I love y'all. I see y'all messages. I laugh and everything. So we cool. Okay. That's it.
Oh my God. It was it. Don Teasy, I'm sorry to say this, but B
That's
has
you're hilarious. He said a
it's a
lowercase
letter
b.
D. It's a letter D. She got the foompa going. Letter D.
Y'all
And
stupid.
also, I have your attention, everyone. Check us out on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for article reaction. You new people don't know what I'm talking about? Well, let me tell you what I'm talking about.
Hey, folks, it's your nighttime, it's your right time DJ Music. Make sure you join Shaw Willie each and every Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, for article reaction, right here on your local YouTube channel. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe to Article Reaction.
All right, so let's continue with what she has to say.
If you're not working on you, I'll be with you.
Okay, so what are some other deal breakers for you?
Has to have a job or like have his business, because I have a business, and it has to be secure because I'm on social media posting videos and pictures, and I do all this stuff on social media. This is my job. So you have to be okay with me posting sexy pictures and be okay with me going on live every day, and have to be okay with the people that reach out to me through my business and all that.
Okay. So you already said you want him to have kids. You want him to be a girl dad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you gave me the age range 31 to 40. You told us your last dating situation with your child's father. So I gotta admit, if I was a guy, I would be a little concerned. A baby you just had with him, he was still the last guy you was with. But I mean, you said you're ready and open for love. So a person has to be willing to accept that with you. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you, Debbie?
Because I'm so loving, and
Okay, Debbie.
And I'm driven, and I've
I
never
love
needed
that.
a man to take care of me. I've always taken care of myself. So I would just be more of your piece, not someone that's not going to be that. I want to be your friend. I want to be able to help you build and not take away. And yeah.
Okay, real quick. They're telling me in the comments, you still live with your child's father?
Yeah.
Girl, bye.
Well,
you still live with your child's father?
No, I don't sleep with him. He has
I
his.
don't give girl him now. Look now, Debbie. I told
I hear you, Kendra. I'm sorry.
You want a man to come and date you as you are living with your child's father. What man in their right mind gonna do that, Debbie?
We're not staying living together forever. The thing is, right now,
therapy. Therapy. You're gonna have to do that, because if you do not see how that's crazy, think about this. You are living with your child's father. He dates other women. That's cool. But you want a decent man, not a man that's going to treat you like shit, right? So why would it, let's just say a decent man, he a doctor, he a lawyer, he got his life together. Gonna want to come into, now, first of all, you already have the 1-year-old. So I was trying to get past that. Then, you admitted your last sexual relationship with your child's father. I was still kind of slightly getting past that, but there ain't no way in hell we're gonna get past the fact that you still live with your child's father and you want to meet a new man. You're gonna have to figure out separating your life from him if you don't want a life with him, because it seems like right now he got the best of both worlds. He lives with you, got his kids. He's able to date other people. So y'all been living together for the last 8-9 months, and he's been bringing other women to the house?
No, he's never brought anyone to the house. He goes out.
Yeah.
We don't fight. We don't anything. We're like really good friends. That's it.
Mhm.
I'm with
I see
Kendrick.
the
Girl, bye.
Mhm.
I think you're sweet.
Get
But
yourself
you gotta
together
get
before
some
you
things
go
together.
dating.
Ain't no man that there's a man that would date you, but probably not the type of guy that you want. A quality guy would not sign up. A quality guy's not gonna sign up for that. You have to get some things. Debbie gotta get some things together. I'm not a therapist. Don't have no doctorate in that stuff. I think you should maybe talk to one and get some things of your life in order. But you still live with your child's father, and you want a guy to date you as you're living with your child's father.
But we're not doing anything.
So why can't you live by yourself?
This is my place.
Mhm.
But the thing is, right
Shar.
now,
I caught that too.
he fell on hard times. So I bought the place. And then I was like, you can stay until you get on your feet.
Hold on.
All right.
I got first dibs. I got first dibs. I got first dibs.
Wait, Shar, can you play the next like 3 seconds first? I just want to hear the end of this mess first.
Okay.
When you get on your feet, you're gonna go. He has no intentions on staying here. He's maybe 3 or 4 months. It hasn't been the full 8 months. It hasn't been the full, year. So it's not like we've been living together this entire time.
Okay. So I wanted to sing this little song. Well, I guess it's a song. I don't know. I'm got to shout out GMT. I'm sorry. He did a video and he made such an excellent point. He says that a lot of men say that the women don't do anything, but when it comes down to having a place to stay, a lot of times these men move in with these women. So he played that spiritual, never would have made it. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I had to say it. Okay, go ahead. Your turn.
Y'all, listen. What did I say? I mean, we all said it, but what did I say? She picked the dude because genetically he was superior. We all said it. He broke as hell. Look how broke he's so broke he didn't have nowhere to live. Now, here's the thing I find crazy. This is the thing. And that's why I was like, can we finish that part really quick? Because then she said, she didn't say they broke up. So she went and bought a house and moved in there. And then, 4 or 5 months later, he was like, oh man, I don't have nowhere to live. So she said, fine, you can live here temporarily. That's not what she said. She said he had nowhere to live. Mm-hmm. So I bought the place. Mm-hmm. Wait, what? But that has nothing to do with him. And it's only been like 4 or 5 months. It hasn't been like the whole 8 months. So it's been like 65% of the 8 months, but not the whole 8 months, A. But B, you bought a place because he had nowhere to live. That's what she said. So where the hell was she living before? Where was he living before? And why would you buy a place because he has nowhere to live? And what's the connection there? Did she buy his house? Like, what is happening here? This is very confusing. Yes. Yeah, in fact, we need Pimp Greasy. Come on, give us one.
Go get the Reverend.
Yeah, go get the Reverend on this one.
Yes.
Let me drop down a little.
Because this is for sure from the church of What About These Hoes? Because I don't know what is happening here. God damn. What?
And see, that's
what?
Now it might not have been the whole 8 months, but whenever that was the last time she slept with her.
And you know what?
To her,
it sounds good. She said it because it sounds good. That we don't know what they're doing. She's living in the same house with her 2 children's father, and she's a work in progress, and she's trying to, find her one and only true love. Girl.
No. Okay, here's the thing. This is what she said.
I think she has too many projects going on that are in progress. She needs to complete some of them before she transitions into
facts.
And he got to have this, that, and the third. And she's still in transition.
No, she's not even in transition. She lost. Listen, this girl told us she broke up with the man in November of 2019. She didn't break up with him 8 months ago. How that became a marker, I don't even know at this point, because 8 months ago was 2021. It was definitely not 2019. But
Right.
2019, she
True
broke
that.
up with the man. Okay. Then somewhere in that, because she has a 1-year-old, so a few months after she broke up with him, she said, let's have a kid, another kid. He said, okay. Now they've been living together this whole time while broken up and banging up until 8 months ago when they stopped banging, she claims. But she's the whole time kind of just outlining her life. She has this weird kind of smirk on her face that tells me she knows it's bullshit. But then who knows where either of them were living at this point? It seems like it must have still been together. She says it's only been the last 4 months. But really, you bought a place because he had nowhere to live. You
She's
bought a
opening her
place.
options. She's keeping her options open. I mean, she's still living with her baby daddy. He ain't got no job, and he's not able to provide.
Girl,
She's like, okay, well, I need to find someone better than him.
Nope. No, she is not keeping her options open. That man who she is in love with and desperately wants a family with don't want her. It is the other way around. So she thought, well, if I buy him a house and now we're all living together as a perfect family, maybe he will start to, yes, 100%. He will start to see me as a wife material and commit to me. But instead, he said, girl, thank you so much. Thanks for having my back like this for the sake of our kids, and kept going out there and banging other people. Now he's seeing someone seriously and won't touch her at all. And she's devastated. So she's thinking, look at her right now. Even this pause, she looks low-key crazy if you look at her. Now she's thinking, well, if I get me a man and I start finally screwing someone else, right, then he will get jealous enough to want me all to himself and stop sleeping with all these other women and finally make me a wife. That is what it is. Case closed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Ruby, I tell you, girl,
Thank
you were
you.
preaching.
Praise.
All right.
Right.
there you go.
All
How
right.
y'all
Welcome,
doing?
everyone. Welcome.
All right. Let's see how our bishop assesses the
Welcome,
situation.
Reverend Pimp Greasy.
Welcome.
said-
Welcome.
Listen, now I'm gonna put this down here right here. Now let's give out the shout out to the brother. I don't agree with him sitting in the pulpit trying to praise God with some shell-toed Adidas. You need to get yourself these Payless slippery Earls or some Chelsea boots. Praise him. Now,
All right.
oh, I like to give a shout out in December. We're going to have our annual What About These Black Women and These Hoes convention in Atlanta. Make sure you come through. And the black men, if you can't get a black woman, get yourself another black man. Can we get double D's and strap-ons, double G's and jock straps? Praise Jesus. Praise. All right, let's get back into it. Now,
right.
as I sit up here and we're going to assess this, this is the face of a hoe that wants to be put out to the pasture. See, the problem is that the hoe got herself a pimp that doesn't want to retire. She said that she just brought the place. Now, if you look at what she said. You are not on OnlyFans just showing something and getting paid that much. Because the average money that an OnlyFans person makes in this day and age right now is $135. That ain't gonna do nothing. So she gotta be flying out, meeting somebody, and dropping it like it's hot.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. She got to be flying overseas, but then you can't do that because you need that vaccine. Yeah. So she can't go nowhere. So she need to get out of the game. And this dude ain't trying to get out the game because guess what? What job does she have? She says she owns her own business. And hoeing is a business. Yes, it is. Because Pimp Greasy would be Pimp Greasy if he wasn't pimping. And pimping ain't easy. See, the problem is that she had 2 kids. Right? And she doesn't realize that she's the bottom hoe. She's the bottom B. See, that's the face of the bottom B.
Oh.
See, he's out there pimping his other hoes, putting them on the cold side of the game. And remember, hoeing is a young woman's game. Yes, it is. See, old hoes don't look well. They don't age right.
You ain't
They
no
don't age
lie.
well. You know what I'm saying? Look at all of those hormones of other males being inside of those sweet sugar walls, having made her balloon to the size of a funnel cake in the state fair. It's not looking good for her. Look at she's tired, boss. Right? And she can't let him go because that's the best she can get. But she want another man to come in and save her. But ain't no man in his right mind, not in his left, front, or side circumference of his mind is gonna save this. If she had 1 kid, it might have been doable, but you got 2. You got 2, and then you got all of this, all of these standpoints. And I like to give it up to the sister right here. The sister gave her the right advice. When she heard she's still living with the man that has access to it, she needs to, you know what she needs to do? Cut her losses, marry the dude, and basically sit up there and have an open relationship. What she need to do? She need to have an open relationship, and she need to open herself up to getting a professional side dude. That's all she need. Tighten her up, make her feel better, and then she can go back to that dude and see him doing the horizontal shuffle over somewhere else. She can't put him on child support because the way that he makes his money, she can't take him to court and get you. You know why? Because he out there in them streets. He's slinging that weight. He's moving that money. You already know what it is. Now, she might package it differently because she doesn't have that usual flair, but she messing with a D-boy. You can tell it in her face and her eyes.
Well, yeah. And here's the thing, though. She would do that. That's what she wants. That's what she bought the man a house because he had nowhere to live. Okay? That's what she wants. He doesn't want her, even for an open marriage. Trust me, she's down for that. She's cool. She don't question him about nothing. Like she said, they don't fight. How many women do you know has multiple babies for someone, and even if they've been broken up for 10 years, the man's gonna go out, sleep with someone else, and it don't cause no problems that he comes back, rolls up inside of your house, in your house? Because any woman, even if you've been done with him for real for like 3-4 years, because it happens sometimes. I know at one point my mom did it for my dad, and he was in between of apartments and couldn't afford the rent in our very expensive neighborhood. And so he was living with us for like 6 months, right? But there's no way, even though y'all are done 5-6 years now. If you got money to go out there and date, if you have time to go out there and screw, then you've got money and time for you to get another job and go get your own place, right? You don't have, you're gonna live in the lap of luxury and spend money. You should be saving up to get your own place on dates. You're gonna be spending time. You could be working a second job, banging some next chick, and not even spending the time with our kids. No woman would do that. What she is doing, she has put herself into an open relationship with this man with no standards for him at all, hoping he'll see the light and say, okay, I'll take you then. But he don't want her. He don't want her. You know how you know? I'll tell y'all something. So I was watching a video earlier this week, and the woman who was commenting was like, oh, this girl's sitting there all laughing up and whatever, and she should be taking this seriously. And I commented and I said, well, you know, a lot of people smile or laugh when they're uncomfortable or when you catch them. I'm one of those people. If you catch me, right? Like people are like, oh, Ruby's arguing because she doesn't like to be caught. No, I don't like to be mischaracterized. But if you catch me and what you're saying is true about me, I start smiling or laughing. I can't help it, right? Like when you catch me doing something bad or you catch me, I will start laughing or smiling, right? That's how I give myself away. So that's how you could watch this woman and watch her give herself away, right? She laughs and smiles when you've caught her. So when Kendra's outlining that she shouldn't, of course she's not trustworthy, she's living up with her man, it's clearly not done yet. She was smiling with that little smirky smile. No, you caught her. But you know what? A couple times she's gotten very serious when she answered. And one of the ways that she was serious when she answered it was earlier. She went, right? Was when things are done, are things done with the man, right? And when she, before she answered, all of a sudden she wiped the smile off her face, went, right? Like she couldn't even open her mouth to say yes. Right? That's how you know the situation, because this is the kind of chick who smiles when you catches her, right? And only like the smile only goes away when she's actually upset with what she has to say out loud, because she doesn't like the reality of it. Like that her man, who she's in love with, who she will keep breaking herself for, even while she's dating you, right? Don't want her. That's it. You don't want
Well, Dark Man Jeff says she was all types of messy, and I would have never predicted this. But of course, I start with the rose-colored glasses, and I'm like, I'm always looking for the best light. That's just me. I'm sorry. I'm always looking for the best light. But the more she opens her mouth and talks, I'm like, girl, I was with Kendra when she said, "Girl, bye." You still. I was like, okay,
but you know,
and you on here.
but you know, Sister Vaughn and Sister Ruby, Sister Shahid, we're forgetting about something.
What's that?
She literally said that the children of her father lives in the home, and he got women here and there, and they don't argue. You know why they don't argue? Because she participates.
Oh no, really?
Oh my God, where's the dun? Where's that at?
Participating.
But then who's watching the kids? I disagree. She's the built-in babysitter. He leaves and does it elsewhere.
That's what I mean. That's why she said he don't bring no women here. Of course, you know he don't bring no women there, because you going to where the women at, because you on the OnlyFans getting the money. God, praise him. Listen. When she said that, she said it with confidence. If you look at the body language, she had no qualms. Yeah, he's got women over there, it's cool. But I want mine. What she want is she want hers. She want a dude on her side, and then she can work her way off on winning it. The boy, he jumping 2 feet in it. The boy is dropping his crack. Listen. He got her on heroin, and she needs some methadone to wean her off. Like our honorable ruling says, he says this all the time. Y'all like to clutch your pearls, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm paraphrasing. Young broke dick beats old paid dick any day of the week.
Oh Lord.
There's another example.
Really?
Right there. Young broke dick beats old paid dick any day of the week. If this was a dude that was 33 years of age, he didn't hit the gene lottery. He couldn't jump in and out of it, hold and move and make her toes curl up together and come in another room with another chick and have her compete and perform and have her talking into the mic like a southern preacher, you know, speaking into the mic, doing duets in the mic. Threesomes with the mic. If he wasn't doing all that, an older dude that was a little bit over 5'6" and he was slim and all of this other stuff, she wouldn't take none of that off of him. None of that. He got to come correct. Look at all of that she laid out. He got to do. He got to have daughters. He can't have no sons. He got to be between 31 and 40. He got to have his own business. He got to accept me as the hoe that I am. He got to do all of this extra stuff. And what is she coming? What is she bringing to the table?
Oh, not that.
No, you know what?
Lord.
That is a no.
But
First of all, what does she bring to the table? She just bought a house because the man that she liked don't have nowhere to live. Let's be all the way 100. She's bringing a lot to the table because he doesn't work and he doesn't have any money to contribute. So apparently she's bringing everything to the table.
But if she's bringing everything to the table, then she don't need nobody at the table.
No, because see, here's the thing. Here's the problem, right? People keep having this conversation about all the tangibles as though relationships are about the tangibles, and like they forget about the whole human aspect, which is the real reason why we have relationships, right? Is that it's about having a cold bed at night. It's about not having someone to hold your hand, tell you that they love you, you know, all of that part of it, right? Because if the rest of it was enough, right? If the rest of it was enough, then she wouldn't be here looking for a man, looking all sad. Look at her face right now. She looks sad and low-key desperate, right? But you see the sadness in her face, right?
See it.
The sadness is not because she needs money from someone or someone to cut the grass or any of that other tangible crap we always talk about. It's because no one loves her. No one is showing her adulation, like, oh my God, you're the most special girl in the world. You know, I have eyes for only you. I want to walk down the street and hold your hand. Don't worry, baby, I'll take care of that for you because I want to take care of you, right? People think about protection every time they talk about it, which is very stupid, by the way, but every time they talk about it like we're back 10,000 years ago and everyone's fighting off lions and tigers and bears. Like, no one is doing that. Y'all aren't doing that. Most of y'all have never even fought a damn squirrel or a raccoon off for your girl, right? Let's keep it a buck, right? That is not the kind of protection that today's women are looking for, primarily because most of us don't even live in rural enough areas that you would have that opportunity. Right. Mm-hmm. So when women are looking for protection, and nor are they looking for protection from robbers and burglars. No, that's not what they're thinking about. They're thinking about the kind of protection just makes you feel like you can be soft and vulnerable and feminine, and he'll protect you
can relax.
As in your emotions.
Yeah,
right.
You want to relax. You don't want to be in charge. You want to be able to not have to keep your head on a swivel. If you're a single woman walking down the street, you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to make sure, you know, ain't nobody trying to follow you. But when you're with your man, you're like, you're relaxed. You're eased in that. And this woman right now, if her only means of income is through this, you know, content that she presents, which happens to be her body, that's running out. She wants some security.
Right. Because the validation, right? It was all the clout chasing, and yes, Insta thoughts are clout chasing and validation and attention hungry, but she's getting all of that, right? So that's not what she needs a man for either. So what's the thing that's left over, right? She's got money, she's got validation and attention, she needs security. Love is important. Security that you're going to wake up tomorrow, he's still going to be there looking lovingly in your eyes, that you roll over at night and his warm body's still there, right? Like, we never talk about, you know, security and protection from the human standpoint, the intangible standpoint, but that's where she's at right now, right? She's been drained for years, and I'm not saying it's the man's fault. I'm saying, though, that she's been drained for years, and that's what she is desperate for. That's why she's made the standards the way they are. We insult the provider male concept, right, and just take it as, just using him for his money. It's not about money. Like, she will take a guy making $35,000-$40,000 a year, very average or a little below average. She'll take that as long as he loves her unconditionally and looks at her like she's special and wants to always treat her like they're still dating. And that's what she's lacking. That's the hole in her life. And that's why she has the standards set the way it is, right? A guy who's 5'6", right, probably doesn't have as many options as a guy who's, 5'11", 6 feet tall. So, and then again, she didn't talk about him being attractive. She actually didn't say that, right? She just said not fat, but she didn't say attractive. He can be ugly as sin. She wants a guy who's less attractive than her because that's more likely to give her a little bit of the idol worship, a little bit more of the I'm a fantasy figure and he only has eyes for me and he's so lucky to have me, right? That's how she wants to feel for once in her life. I don't think she's ever really felt that. I think she's dealt with a lot of D-boys. And so now she's in that place where she's like, is this all it's going to be? I don't want my kids to grow up watching that. Because that's all I know how to attract. That's all I know how to do is get with these beautiful D-boys who just play with me and then throw me away when they're ready to find a real wife. you know, which is what her current baby daddy is probably doing. He probably found himself a wife now, right? So you didn't want to touch her.
You don't want to touch her. So, and this is the thing, right? And this is what I said. Okay, she's bringing the house to the table. She's bringing all the other stuff to the table, all this other stuff, right? That's fine. But here's the other problem. The dude that's going to come in has to come in under these guises of all of these standards. But the dude that you're messing with, and it's on national news, that you don't hold him to the same standards.
Yeah.
True.
So you know, we all make mistakes, but then the other whammy is just still there.
But he's still,
he's
still
you're
there.
allowing him to be there.
You know,
Yeah, she's allowing him to be there.
He needs
But
to be.
I mean, then what would you say about her? You know, she just kicked her child's father, and I believe that's the way she's looking at it.
But she has to. Like, see, that's the problem with her. She is setting all of these standards, but the guy is still living there. She is not incentivizing the laws of natural selection.
You know, I think it's interesting though as well, and I'm not like, I just have, my brain keeps coming back to this point where she goes, it wasn't the whole 8 months he's been living with us. Yeah, but you broke up in November of 2019, right? Your kid is 1, right? That is basically 2 years. So what happened to the other 4 extra months on top? Like, you know, like you weren't together, but you decided to have a baby with him. So were you living with him then or not? Like, what happened exactly in the last 2 years? Because it's very unclear, and she's using the last 8 months as a standard, which then, well, what's the only marker we have for what happened 8 months ago? It wasn't that they broke up. It wasn't that the baby was born. It wasn't that she got pregnant. It was that was the last time she slept with him.
Right.
Okay, wait, hold on. That's weird. So, but she slept with him 2-3 times since they broke up in 2019?
2 or 3 times,
Yeah, something like that, she said.
Well, and that's how you know she's dead ass lying. And the reason why you know she's lying is because her marker is 8 months ago. Her marker is when he decided he's not going to sleep with her anymore, when he decided he's going to cut off her fairy tale and cut off her delusions that one day they'll be together, because he found a woman he actually wants to be with.
Yeah.
Okay. Or he's ready for a wife now, and so told her in no uncertain terms that's not going to be her. And so that's why her marker is 8 months. And that's why she turned it around and 4 months ago bought it, a whole place, bought, not rented, bought, not he moved in with me and I already lived here, bought a place so he could live in it. Who does that? For 4 months ago? Imagine your baby daddy, right, or your baby mama was going to be homeless during, you know, worldwide pandemic. So yeah, you care about that because, you know, you want to make sure they're in a safe place if they're going to be seeing your kids, right? So you don't have enough room really in your place. So you buy a place big enough so he fits in it or she fits in it too. You're not together.
No, I want to know, which I can't ask him, but I'm just curious what other option he actually had, because a lot of times you're finding the guy end up on the girl's couch. Why is that? Well, the guy has a whole room. That's wonderful. You fell on hard times and she's able to give you a whole entire room. I don't know where the 2 children are, if they have their own room or what. I don't know, but
he in the kids' room probably.
Well,
hey, Daddy, get out of here. No, Daddy, come back.
You know, it's just so interesting that I'm hearing that the guy end up with the girl. I mean, you don't have a parent, grandparent, any type of relative, anyone,
anywhere.
I always find that very interesting.
I'm gonna tell you why you find it interesting, Shar. Because after a certain age, the world don't give a fuck about that. Like I'm telling you, something about once you get over the age of 25 as a man, your couch hopping.
You better figure it out.
You better listen. It's ass or cash. That's why these.
Oh.
Listen, you better go find you one of them sugar mamas and beat that thing down like you never beat it down before.
No.
But like, you know,
That
it
way-
depends though. It does depend. Listen, I'm gonna give, like I said, because my parents literally shared custody with me, and this wasn't like court ordained. They just decided literally 50-50. As in, first they tried swapping me. 1 year I was with one parent, 1 year I was with the other, and it was so hard on them to basically almost never see me. So that's when they decided the 50-50 thing. But the 50-50 thing, where I literally see one parent Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday, and the other parent Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Friday, right? And then weekend swapped too. That was only going to work if they lived in close
Close
proximity to each
proximity.
other,
Yep.
right? So my whole entire childhood, my parents lived within a 5-minute max walking distance of each other. Like in my first few, I think first to fifth grade, maybe, my parents literally lived in the same complex technically. So my bus stop was the same. It was really only when my sister was born and my stepmother wanted to have a place that was not just ours, but ours. And we had to go move to this other stupid building, but whatever, that we moved. And we were still within, I'll say, a 5-minute drive, right? So because of that, when first of all, it's a very expensive neighborhood, way too expensive for my parents, but they wanted me to go to the best school, which means they're going to be making a hella sacrifice. But then rent got jacked up. And you know, my dad couldn't afford it, and so it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna need to live somewhere, but I don't have the money right now. So it was either I was gonna lose out on seeing my parents every other day like that, right? Not see my dad for like long stretches of time, and then really not see him even over the weekends because he would probably be crashing on the couch, as we were saying, or there was this option. So my dad took my bedroom in my mom's apartment, right? And I mostly slept in my mom's room. And then that way, every other day or every other weekend, you know, was daddy and me time, right? So that's why I said I kind of get it. If they made this decision for the pandemic, or even, you know, okay, you fell on hard times, I kind of get it just because my parents did it, right? But I'm listening to what she's saying. She could have used the pandemic as a great excuse, and she didn't even mention it, which means it had nothing to do with anything. She could have used the custody and just the kids having close access. She could have used that. She didn't, you know. And then she tells us that she bought a place because he had nowhere else to live 4 months ago.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
That, you know what I mean? If that had happened at the start of the pandemic, you're like, okay, you know what? Listen, they made a choice. This is gonna go on for a while. We want the kids to be safe and still be able to see us regularly. Let's do this. If that's how this had happened, I'd be like, nah, man, you can't be hard on her for that. Come on, guys. But that's not how it happened. That's not how this happened at all. This is a whole damn mess. This woman is a whole mess. Sometimes she looks crazy. Okay. Like sometimes she just looks like slick, and sometimes she looks confused. Right now she just looks sad as hell. Like she's not okay. I think the only reason why she wants to find a man, despite everything we've said, honestly, I think it's a tactic. She needs to find a tactic man, a man to try to make her man jealous, so that way he actually wants her. That's what I think she's really trying to do.
He out there. Listen. He gone. He in the wind.
Oh, of course.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He in the wind. He gone. He got him a chick. He living life like it's golden right now. He probably come to see his kids, his daughter, whatever she doing. And guess what she stuck with? That house note. Because her name is on that. Because he ain't, look, if he ain't got no place to live, can't go buy a house.
That's true.
Right.
My man credit is like, boy, we should lock you up for applying. Like, he ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing going on. And he over there with this other chick doing whatever he doing. She got to take care of these two girls right here. She want to get married, and she ain't having no kids until she get married again. And the first kid was like she fell in love with him. The second kid was to keep a nigga baby. It was and it didn't work. She done had 2 kids and brought a house, and the nigga still flew the coop. He ain't nothing faster than Pew.
Right. Well, I'm gonna
Mhm.
scroll back just a little bit and then play some more.
All right, y'all watch her face. Like if you can zoom in, watch her face. You'll see what I'm saying. This is not like she's not confident. Like this is not like one of these confident. I have the world in my palm and da 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 chicks. Trust. Watch her face. You'll see.
Okay.
Want a life with him. Because it seems like right now he got the best of both worlds. He lives with you, got his kids, he's able to date other people. So y'all been living together for the last 8-9 months, and he's bringing other women to the house.
No, he's never brought anyone to the house. He goes out and does this thing. We don't fight. We don't anything. We're like really good friends. That's it.
I don't know how I missed that. There's no way. I can't present you. I'm sorry. I love you. I think you're sweet, but you got to get some things together. Ain't no man that, there's a man that would date you, but probably not the type of guy that you want. A quality guy would not sign up. A quality guy's not going to sign up for that. You have to get some things. Debbie got to get some things together. I'm not a therapist. Don't have no doctorate in that stuff. I think you should maybe talk to one and get some things of your life in order. But you still live with your child's father, and you want a guy to date you as you're living with your child's father.
But we're not doing anything.
So why can't you live by yourself?
This is my place. But the thing is, right now, he went and fell on hard times. So I bought the place. And then I was like, you can stay until you get on your feet. When you get on your feet, you're going to go. He has no intentions on staying here. He's maybe 3 or 4 months. It hasn't been the full 8 months. It hasn't been the full, year. So it's not like we've been living together this entire time for 2 years that we weren't together. It's just been a few months. That's why I'm like, we're cool. So of course I'm going to give him a room if he doesn't have a place to stay.
Okay, so let me just ask you this. Let's just do a mirror. If you met a guy that had a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, his child's mother lives with him, would you date him?
No.
Why would you not date him?
Because I would think that they're still having sex.
You see the smile, y'all?
Someone to date what you would not date.
Because I'm so honest.
What?
No,
you see the smile, y'all?
I give so much transparency in everything.
Okay, well, let's just say you are honest. Let's just say
look at her eyes. I'm sorry.
Your child's mother,
You're
who's
seeing it
helping
now.
out her child's father, and he's staying with you in the house. How does that dynamic work if I'm a new guy? I come into the house and your baby daddy's there. Like,
Well,
how does that work?
Well, I wouldn't invite them over right away because I'm not going to invite someone where my kids stay because anything can happen. So I would date them outside, and then hopefully if I know it's going to be serious, I would then be like, hey, it's been however long. When are you leaving? Because now I'm going to be in a relationship. So, it's not going to work. So I would never just be like, come to my house, he's here, like, come, and I have kids. Like, I'm not gonna let you know where my kids live. Like, that's not gonna happen right away.
So, okay, so which is fair, I understand all that, but these are also things that if I'm a quality guy, I don't got time for this shit. Like, why am I gonna deal with that? First of all, if it's a quality guy, right, has a good job, is attractive, like you say, you want to be the opposite of you, tall and thin, that's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of options.
Right.
This guy, any guy that has his stuff together, especially if he has money and things of that nature, he's going to have a lot of women to choose from. So why am I going to choose the woman that had a baby a year ago and her child's father still lives with her?
Right.
I just feel like, first of all, being single is not a terrible thing, right? I think sometimes people feel like I always got to be with somebody. But I think you got to figure out the dynamic with you and your child's father if you want to allow a new man into your life. I just don't understand. Like, I think a man might date you, but I'm not sure if it's the kind of man. I think you're beautiful, right? So you're always going to have guys, right? You're always going to have guys, right? I'm not worried about that. You're a beautiful woman.
The quality of the guys.
It's the quality of the guy, the type of guy, that you want. And I just think, again, I ain't no therapist, but I'm just thinking I'm thinking of the men that I know, right? Sensational, money, jobs, career, plethora of options. They're not going to choose that.
Right.
So I think you're
be looking when I'm no longer living. Well, he's no longer living here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I do. I mean,
I didn't even think about was just like, for me, it's always been, okay, well, we're cool. Maybe I should start looking. And then I got on the show yesterday and I was like, I want to be on there. I want to meet someone. Not really thinking of everything what you're saying right
How
now.
old are you? 29?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Listen, I just feel like you gotta, like, your baby, you want a guy to come into your life, but your baby daddy is the man in your life. You know, he's a man you trust around your kids. He lives with you. I completely miss that. So Debbie, I love you, but call us back when you are living in separate dynamics.
Gotcha. I will.
Okay,
Okay,
Kendra.
love you,
I
girl.
agree.
Bye, baby.
Yep.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That right there, that's some quality advice. But here's the other problem. Ain't no dude gonna be walking in the office. Hey man, look at my new woman. I'm bringing to the Christmas party. And, hey man, come over here. Come over here. What's up? This is her on OnlyFans.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, her everything with her is messed up, and I don't know if she sound really just shocked and surprised that Kendra was like, "Oh no, girl, you shouldn't even." Yeah, we gonna decline your application. Denied. Application denied. You
Because you know what
do
she was
not
waiting
need to
on?
be here.
She was waiting on, because she's always around people, and this is a problem when you got friends that just co-sign your ain't shitness.
Mhm.
Right? She's around other people that boost her head up to say that this is okay. That this is, you'll find somebody, you can get anybody, right? And sometimes you need that mirror. And as soon as she put that mirror up, no, I wouldn't do it. Then why you just answered your own question.
Yeah, but she said it right away too. Like there was no pause. Here's the thing, right? And this is why I say y'all, I hope y'all were watching her face closely, because when she answered that, what did she do? She did that smile thing, that half smile, the full smile. She does the smile thing. So right there, you already know she's caught, because she's a smart girl. So she already knew the implications of her saying yes. But she said yes before Kendra even finished the question. The first thing she said was yes, but you couldn't hear it really, right? And then when Kendra finished, she said yes again, right? And so that's how you can now track her. Every time she starts smiling or she's smiling through an answer, you caught her. She's going to try to say the right thing, but you caught her, and she knows she's caught. So she tried to say something to get her out of this mess, because pretty privilege has allowed her, if she speaks in a certain voice, right? And she goes, but I don't understand the problem. We're not doing anything. Smile with one side slightly bigger than the other. So that's a smirk.
Exactly.
So that tells you.
And for her to have the audacity to think that, a man that she's dating would believe, if he watched this, would believe that she's not, banging her kid's father. When she said she wouldn't believe it if she approached, met a guy in the same exact predicament. She wouldn't believe it. She would still think they were having sex.
Right.
Not to mention the history that she's had with her child's father.
Right.
In no way, shape, or form does she sound like she's done with this man, or that she's upset with him for his inability to provide. Well, we don't know if he provides for the children or not, but right now this fool ain't got no place to stay, so I'm going to assume he is not providing for the kids. He's given a ton of free babysitting. A ton of free babysitting. So whatever she's got to get done, she don't have to worry about anyone watching the kids because daddy's here. But, every now and then he gets a little bit of some.
Exactly.
I want to do a shout out to Vonda. Thank you for supporting the channel. You have made she sing, so she hit it.
Hey, see, she. That's why I call you voice of the angels. That's right.
Here we go.
And Andrew, that could have been you. That could still be you. Hit that cash app. We get you get your name. You get all the thank yous from us, and you get to hear she sing again. Yeah.
Support the channel, people.
But here's the thing, right? Because I've noticed this, and it's something I didn't honestly think about, because I was overgeneralizing who I am and the way I think to like the general population. And then people started pointing it out to me, because I couldn't understand, why are these people who I think know me and whatever, why would they jump to this crazy conclusion about me. Like, I would never be like that. Nothing I've ever done would indicate like I'm on hope flexors or whatever. And then it was probably Deandre who pointed it out to me. But someone pointed out to me was like, yeah, because they would be on a hoe flex, right? If you give them the exact same situation, they'd be hoes about it.
Mhm.
You wouldn't, but they are applying their own self onto it. So that's why they look at you with the side eye, because they know if they look like you in this situation, they'd be hoes, right? Because I think about it, right? And I'm like, let's say so, like when people ask me, for example, are you okay with your man having female friends, right? My automatic answer is yes. They said, would you be okay with your man saying he's going to go over to his just a friend, female friend's house to, you know, have dinner, shoot the shit, whatever? I would say yes, right? Now, other women will go through, are you crazy? Blah, 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 blah. But the thing is I have male friends who are for real platonic male friends. So my perception of male female friends, right, is that yes, we can absolutely be platonic friends who just enjoy each other's company. We have similar interests, just like you would have a same-sex friend, right? If you're friends, you're friends. That is absolutely possible, A. And B, I trust my man. So I trust he wouldn't put himself in a position with a female friend who doesn't really, really see him as friend, going to try to do everything possible to try to get his pants off. And I trust him not to be doing the same, right? So the way that I see it is because I know I'm trustworthy in that situation, right? I go to my male friend's house, we eat dinner, shoot the shit. It would never lead to anything because I'm trustworthy. And when I say friend, I mean friend, right? I apply that to everyone else. Right. So with that being said, she said no so quick. So quick. That's what tells me 8 months. Try like 8 days, maybe. Right. And again, the only reason why she hasn't slept with this dude is because he doesn't want to sleep with her, not because she wouldn't sleep with him if given the opportunity. And that's why she says no so quick. That's why. Because she's been sleeping with him. She will continue to sleep with him. She's one of those chicks who will always sleep with their baby father. That's what it is. So she's telling you she's not trustworthy because she didn't even hesitate before saying, hell no. Why? Because I would think they're sleeping together. But
no, exactly.
Didn't you just say that you, yeah, right? So, but if you're supposed to be trusted, because you're so honest, right? And your baby father is supposed to be trusted, but you wouldn't afford that same trust to any other man. Well, maybe it's because
you're seeing, yeah, the man
right
that you see in your life.
Exactly, right? But you know, that tells you something is that she's so honest. No, she's a big fat liar. And she knows she's a big fat liar who's posing as honest. So she assumes everyone else who would say the same thing is lying their ass off, just like her.
But you know that, and that is, you're absolutely right about that. It's very true. I don't think, and this is, I'm gonna just go out on a limb, right? I don't think the guy, he's there, but he's not there. And what I mean by that is the bag of his clothes in the corner in the room is not him still being there. Because you can tell he spends majority of his time somewhere else. Like he'll come to be with his daughters. He'll come to take care of because she never mentioned he has a problem with his daughters. His daughters probably love him to death. Love him to death, right? He's daddy, he's there, whatever, right? And they keep it cordial. She still loves him. He keeps it cordial, and he probably doesn't bring nobody into the house because he got daughters, right? Men act differently. We have this different way of doing things when little girls are involved, especially when they're out. You know, if you're a man, you do things different. You don't talk a certain way. I talk to my sons differently. I talk to my nieces. We don't have certain conversations. Certain things aren't said. Certain things aren't done because I have a niece, and she's, she lived with us for a while, so it's that different dynamic. So he loves his little girl, so he's going to do all his dirt over there in the corner. They don't argue, they don't do this. He goes over there, he tells her what's going on, but he ain't there. And this is nighttime. She's in her house. She's in her pajamas. He ain't there. He's over the other chick house.
Well, I agree with that. I agree that, basically their situation is, I believe this dude, doesn't have a place to stay. And she's like, oh, okay, you're my children's father. You can come stay here. Occasionally, we still get together. But he's always had other women. She's never been, like his main woman. He's always had other women. So, she's at this point where it's like, she's on OnlyFans, but you know what? She's got a square job too. So while she's at this square job, who's going to watch these kids? She got to pay for child care? No, her baby's daddy, he's watching the kids. Okay. While she's at her square job, she comes home, he goes out with his other chick and she does her OnlyFans after she puts the kids to bed.
There you go.
So she's got a whole routine. But now she's like, you know what? I'm doing too much. I'm tired. I don't want to work no more. So now she's like, I need some help. And you know what? I'm not going to get it from him. So this is where I'm going to try to find me someone to date. So, I mean, it's like I said, she's going through her transition in life. In the beginning, she met this guy that she was, attracted to, their hormones met up, their gene pool, compatibility met up. They went and they, banged like rabbits and they made these 2 babies, but he doesn't provide. If he doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, he's not providing for those children. But he does provide the babysitting. And anyone who's ever paid for childcare is expensive. That can take a whole big chunk of your pay. And you're like, so if this fool gonna be unemployed, you be at home with the children. Then I come home, you go off and you're with, who the hell ever. She don't put no limits on him because she's getting free child care. And that's the way it's looked at in society. When men watch their kids, they're babysitting rather than raising their children. They babysit. Yeah. And I think that's bullshit, but that's a whole nother live stream. We won't get into that this evening.
Well, I'm going to point out that I know that's true because there was a short stream that I saw a clip of, and clearly it's a baby in the background, but the person wanted to say it was a dog, but they kept muting. They did not want you to hear the background. So there are men that is on YouTube that's babysitting while they're on somebody's panel. So that is true. That is
probably
a good place.
Out a certain demographic of women. I won't mention that, but
so if you're able to have a place to stay, and if you're not, not working out too well with the mother, well, it is what it is. But that's some provision, some kind of way, because as expensive as childcare is, it's like having another
you could take a fourth or third of your income, depending on how many
like a full
you have.
Yeah. So that is true.
It's ridiculous. And you have to pay that because you're not going to, the cheaper the child care, maybe the worse the child care is going to be. So you're not going to go on the cheap end for child care. You go cheap when you have, your mother-in-law watch the kids. I mean, typically they're not going to charge you.
Yeah. You get them some, you get them some Newports and a chicken dinner, they probably be all right.
They done moved it up now. Now you got to take them to Costco's.
Take them to all day trip.
And you know what? And because they were good moms, you already know they're not gonna let nothing happen to your kids, so you feel very safe because you know what happens to kids out there. So it's like, okay, either I pay this amount, or my parents or my mom, she can watch. Okay, good. And that's one worry you don't have to worry about because you can't work a nice, good shift if you're worried about your children. It's like you might as well be at home.
And a lot of people are now because of what has happened. Even though the news and some of these employers try to say, the people, they rather get the extra money than come back to work, when that isn't true. But what I wanted to say about this young lady is, she still has some feelings for this guy. She wants him. She ended up pregnant just meeting him. She hasn't even got to know this guy. It takes a little while to know someone. So
more than 3 months of talking, air quotes again.
Right, your air quotes with the talking. So she didn't get to know this guy. She got pregnant, and that man more than likely, because she don't know him, he was doing his thing. Just to come back around to what you guys were saying, that he was always seeing someone else. And then she want to have another one. Well, hey, I'm still messing around with him
He's
on
like, I'll
occasion.
give it to you. Yeah.
Exactly. So that breakup and everything, that all sounds nice. It sounds nice for the interview, but realistically, we know some of that is a lot of fantasy. You know, you just
Mm-hmm.
making some of that stuff up.
She was a side chick.
Like
She
they
was
were
a side
never
chick,
together like
got
that,
pregnant.
huh?
Ever? Nope.
She was a side chick. They was when she said talking, that mean they were being more serious. They probably was already fucking already. She was a
That's what I'm
side.
saying. It was a physical attraction. It was a physical
Yeah.
attraction, and they started
Yeah.
going at it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, within 3 months, and you're not using a condom, it's just like, oh, you're already doing it. You know, this is a stranger. Other than when you met him, he was a complete stranger. It's like, okay, well.
But see, now here's the thing. Here's the thing that people miss. I actually saw some channel covered this like yesterday, day before, but there was a chick, and I guess it's a TikTok or something. But anyway, and so she was just furious and devastated, and she said, "Listen, you know, if you're gonna sit there and sleep with a woman like every day for 3 months, and you're even gonna spend a whole week together with her, and you're gonna this and you're gonna that." Right, then you can't turn around after 3 months and tell her that, you know, you don't have like, you know, real feelings for her, so y'all aren't really together. Like, that's just wrong. Now, here's the thing. Men absolutely can and do that, right? And for the most part, women pretend, right, that they're on the sex flex and they're cool with it and they're just friends with benefits. But let's be honest, the majority of people who catch non-mutual feelings for a bed buddy are women, okay? And it happens more often than it does not. And when we're looking at a woman who accidentally got pregnant once and then chose to have a second baby with that man who still doesn't want to be with you, then we're talking about a woman who caught feelings, right? Fell in love with the dude, started planning this fantastical life with him, thought the baby would bring him in together, thinks now, right? She got the second baby, thinks now that, well, if she never gets mad at anything, if she doesn't object, he just lets him live his life, blah, 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 no standards, no limitations. I'm never going to be a problem. I'm always going to be your peace, right? That is the way to get this man that you are not just sexually addicted to, but that you are actually in love with. Right, to see you in that way. And I think that is something that, you know, we overlook a lot in these stories, is that women aren't like men. They're just not. Dudes will get addicted to the cooch. They will, right? They'll hate the woman, but be so addicted to the cooch. They will marry a woman for the cooch. They will
easily get addicted to another cooch because, girl.
But no, but see, that's what I'm saying. No. When they get addicted to one, that's the one that has them whipped. You know, this one would disrespect him or whatever. He just keeps coming back for more. They will get addicted to the cooch and hate the woman. Women will pretend they hate the man, but really they don't. They're so madly in love with that man would just say, yes, baby, I want to be with you. That's it. That's all she's been dreaming of her whole life.
Ruby, that's the thin line between love and hate. That's where that comes from. There's a thin line between love and hate, and that's some real mess right there.
And it's not really the cooch.
Yeah. I don't think it is either.
It's not the cooch, Ruby. It's the performance of.
Right. It's a performance. Like when I say the cooch, I mean like in the bedroom. Right? It's the bedroom stuff.
You know what I mean? The Reverend still got some soul doctors that he still
right.
Yeah. Those are
right,
soul.
like, because men will talk about, right, like women, like as though, oh yeah, she'll get addicted to the D and you reach deep in wherever. That's not actually what happens, because if she just addicted to the D, trust me, she's not dreaming about forever with you. She might keep sleeping with you, but trust me, if she don't like you, if you didn't catch the feelings, the soul, trust me, she's not trying to be with you because you hit the right spot, because she inherently understands as a woman, like she can come back and get more of that anytime she wants. We already saw what's it called, Insecure, right? Like they'll just do that. So, you know, this woman clearly is in love with a man who don't love her, but thinks she's an all right woman, Right? Like, she has all right wife qualities, all right mother qualities. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can have another kid. She's not creating any
I don't.
she's not creating any problems.
I don't even think it was a matter of fact like that, Ruby, that they even had a discussion. It was like they're so familiar with each other, and I don't think they've ever used any, birth control. But he's always been with other women. So it's always, and she does have a soft spot for him because she does care for him. So, and she has her kids with the same man. You have to look in our society, it's frowned upon, to be unmarried and have a child, but you can kind of gain some, leverage if at least your children have the same father, easily, had another boyfriend and had a second kid with a different man.
Or she could have just not had a second kid, period, until she was married. So
absolutely could have. But the familiarity with this dude, and plus she's still having sex with him. She's like, you know what? Why not? And to be honest, I don't even think it was so methodical of her thinking, oh, well, maybe he'll be with me, now. Because
I think it was. Yeah.
It's
women are way more. Listen,
but you know what? The old story goes is that a man, a baby's not going to keep a man.
We know that. Right. We know that logically, but we don't know that emotionally. We don't. Just like we know logically. We've been told 1,000 times, spreading your legs for a man ain't going to get you no man. It's not going to get you to get him to stay, blah, blah, blah. Girls are told that from childhood, but guess what every woman has done? They have spread their legs for some dude, right? Because they loved him and they thought it would make him stay because he was saying how basically, he's getting blue balls, blah, 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 blah. You think it's going to make him stay? The second he sleeps with you, he's gone the next day, right? So, I mean, it doesn't matter what we know logically, right? It really doesn't. We still act in emotion illogically, knowing we are literally being self-destructive and we will do it anyway. And to Ravenous Oubliette, don't worry. I don't take y'all's comments. I don't sit there and go, oh my God, well, you're a terrible person then. Shar, why don't we block this person? I don't care. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I said it to Shar last week. I said, please, can we cover a woman next week? Because every time we cover men for a couple weeks in a row, then everyone thinks that I hate men. And then when we cover women for a few weeks in a row, then everyone thinks I hate women. Yeah, right? Like, I just hate it.
I was happy to see a woman tonight. I was like, oh, okay, well, let's see, what she brings, to the discussions.
Right? Yeah. And I'm going to tear everyone apart. I just hate stupid things. I hate stupid people. I hate shitness. Like, I will just call out everything. So don't worry about it.
I look at everything with, brightness and like, okay, rose-colored glasses. And then when I'm like, what? I'm like, okay.
Every week we ruin Vonda.
Almost broke out the switch on me.
You just, Dre, you know how to bring out those trigger words, and you said them. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What do you mean she's running out of time? Why women always got to run out of time? It's like, no, I'm saying. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I apologize.
Thank you, Neek. See, that's what it is. For the record, Ruby hates everything. It's true, and I disagree with everything almost like consistently, right? I mean, we are who we are. Everyone knows that's how I roll, so don't worry about it. I am not insulted when y'all come for me inside the chat room. I am happy you're participating and expressing your true, honest thoughts and opinions. I would love for you to come up on the panel and express your true, honest thoughts and opinions, but one step at a time. Maybe next time you'll jump up and tell me I ain't shit to my face. That would be cool.
Hey, Ruby, everybody, let's give Ruby a hand clap. I heard some petty. Oh, the
hey! Yep. This is what happens, y'all. When I am sick, okay, and I've been running a fever for like 2 months, I ain't shit. I have no more filter. Right? And I have no patience for anyone or anything. This is what happens. This is what I said to Charlotte last week. I said, you ain't right. Because I'm not well. And I saw that man and I went, I can't give him an inch. I can't. I already know I can't. I am wrong. I know I am wrong. At least I try to give this woman some kind of inch, a centimeter, something, right? Like I tried a little bit.
I felt like you dug into her worse than the dudes, Ruby. I was like, okay, well, hell. You you show no mercy, and you know what? And I can't even say I disagree with you with a lot of the things you said. You know, we don't always agree, and that's just the way it is. That's the way our minds work. But
Right.
I mean, no, I started out thinking very bright and wonderful things about this lady, but the more she talked, I was like, girl, yeah, you okay. Yeah, y'all are, it's a trend. And then I'm starting to think, is this a trend? People just really don't care how they present themselves, you know? It's just like, okay, this is what they do nowadays. Because back in the 80s, everybody would have been greased up, creased up, and you know, that's just the way it would have been. Everything would have been on point. But now it's like, oh, whatever. You know, and hey, this is, you know, the pandemic, you know, era. So a lot of people slack off, you know, because a lot of people been at home.
You know what? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I know it's different than America, right? But here in Canada, when I was in high school, pajama pants became a trend. Okay, and it was a huge trend. But remember, like, we're like what, 8% of the population here. It's not a big black population, and black people were like, yo, I'm not wearing pajamas outside. What kind of foolishness is that? Like, yo, you don't do that. Like, you gotta put on at least jeans and a t-shirt. You know what I mean? Make yourself look semi-presentable. It was white people who were literally not only wearing the pajama pants as a style, which is one thing, but they were literally rolling out of bed in their pajamas and coming to school because pajama pants are a trend, right? And I remember thinking, yo, this is some white people thing, right? Because like black people wouldn't do this. Girl. Fast forward 20 years. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with us? Since when did we decide it was acceptable for anybody, even for us to answer our door, looking this just ridiculous? And it's not even like a particular, it's not like a particular socioeconomic place or whatever. It's us in general. Like our standards for ourselves and how we present ourselves is just in the toilet right now. And I don't understand it. Because like you said, it wasn't that long ago where like for anything, for you to even open your door, you got to look at least semi-decent. You don't know who's on the other side of the door, right? You can't open the door and look a whole hot mess, right? You open your door, you're naked underneath a robe. No one was doing that before, right? Like,
well, I come from an era where you don't do that. I mean, you don't have to be dressed to the nines, but you come out presentable. You know, you brush your teeth, wash your face, get the sleep out your eyes. You're not gonna be walking around with matter in your eyes, and you know, put on. Come on, that's just me. But you know what? To each his own. People will decide to do what they want to do. But the thing that I don't appreciate and I don't like is, you know, you don't collectivize me, you know, with, you know, people outside, you know, who choose to wear their bonnet. If that's what they want to do, let them wear their bonnets, you know, but the light is shined on, you know, the black community. You see some black women wearing bonnets and, oh my God, they wear bonnets. Okay, right now I have a bonnet on my head right now, but if I had to up and leave my home, I'm not walking outside the house with my bonnet, but that's me. And I'm not asking anyone to be like me, you know, and I'm not going to judge someone because they choose to wear a bonnet. That's not my style.
Oh, I am.
To me, I think it's the emphasis, because you can't. I can't tell you how many times I go outside the home. I'm presentable, and I can see someone of a non-black, you know, ethnicity looking a hot ass mess. But hey, that's the way they chose to come outside the house. But they're not, you know, associated with, you know, something so recognizable as a bonnet. You know, when you say bonnet, then automatically it's black women, and it's, you know, represented towards trash, and it gets crazy. And I'm just like, you know what, bonnets are fine, but you know, to each his own.
No, you know why? Because we black, and so as black women, yo, we could do a nice African scarf thing. But there's so many other options we have, right? Other than the bonnet, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, a
whole host of things. There's a number of things. But another thing I can also say is that in generations, you know, as I've grown, I've always seen that sort of thing. I've always seen, you know, people walking out the house being very comfortable, you know, and I was never a proponent of it, but I've always seen that. But now it's just now in more recent times, you see it more often, and it's more talked about. A light is shined on it.
Well, so, I'm just going to say, as is usual, Vonda and I disagree, because I do absolutely judge you. If you're part of my community, I absolutely judge you. and I absolutely look at it and say, how dare you represent us so poorly? Do better. That I do. I'm going to be real. I don't go, oh, well, to each their own. Because again, we have so many options. It would take you 35 seconds for you to take the bonnet off of your head and to wrap your head up nice so it looks like, you know, you did an intentional wrap style for the day. It's not that hard. Right? It's Cynthia G. You see that when she ain't wearing her wig, she puts a wrap on her head. No one has any idea what that girl's hair looks like. For all we know, it could be shaved bald because no one has seen her head. Because when she doesn't have the wig on, she does it like she takes a scarf and she does a nice wrap and a big old, you know, design thing with the front of it. I'm sure it took her 5 minutes. But
see, my thing
it's
is
not a bonnet, you know?
But why does everybody have to be held to the same standards? You know, there are some people who are bonnet people. And
to be baseline presentable? Why should everyone be held to the baseline presentable standard?
Ruby, who said a bonnet is unpresentable? Where's that rule? Show me the rule damn book.
Oh, here. I have it for you right here.
It says the bonnet is just the most horrible thing.
I have
it. You know,
I'll show you.
Yeah, let me see it. I'd like to see it.
I'll show you. Because here's what we've decided is baseline presentable, right? Just like you said, well, when you roll out of your bed, you got sleep in your eye and whatever. Is it presentable for you to leave it on your face? No. When you go to sleep, you probably aren't wearing a bra while you're sleeping. But is it baseline presentable for you to walk out with your boobs hanging down to your belly button, just swinging them around? No, we don't think that's presentable. We think it's presentable to get them locked and loaded. Is it presentable for you to wear your creased up, sweaty pajamas out of doors? No, it's presentable for you to throw on some outside clothing. Okay, everything we know what presentable looks like.
Those are your standards, though. Those are
no. Those are standards of presentability.